And we're live. All right, welcome to Tabletop Gaming with Juice. Tonight it's supposed to be a game for a bunch of noobs to the one-shot group. Now, obviously, we had like 14, 12 people submit that they wanted to play in it. We ended up narrowing it down to 6, and we are left with apparently 1 who shows up. So, as well as the 2 vets who had already said they would show up. We do have a late entrant, so he will. Sorry, I can hear myself. So he will be joining us a little bit later. I'm not sure what time, so hopefully it's at a good point where we can fuse him in there. So yeah, without further ado, let's introduce ourselves and our characters. So Billy, would you like to go first?
Sure. My character's name is Dawei. He's a half-elf warlock. I don't really know what else to say. He's kind of into alchemy. Is his main thing, I guess.
All right, awesome. Brad.
Tonight I'll be playing Badger Spearfit Hyde Clan. He is a halfling barbarian.
And Robert Ogre.
Hello, my name is Robert Ogre. I will be playing a character named Saronin. He's a tiefling wizard. I've never played a tiefling before, and he's awesome.
He better be awesome. All right. So the idea, and I'll tell everyone at home, you guys have all been hired to chase down a relic, a very powerful religious relic that you guys aren't exactly sure what it is. It's been kind of kept hush-hush, but you've been told that when you see it, you'll know. And the reason they're hiring people out and sending you there is because there's a myth of the great Queen Witch on Carlisle Island in a cave. So she gets her powers, they think, from this relic. So you guys are going to be starting in the Scared Gith Tavern. And in this tavern, you are sitting at a table next to another table with a bunch of sailors. Now, you guys can actually hear some commotion at the table behind you, and you can make out one of them saying, "Look at that traitor! The captain always goes down with his ship. He should have went down with the Reaver and his other ship." And so there you go. There's your kickoff. What are you guys doing?
I would be probably partaking in some dwarven ale if it's available, and getting something to eat.
Okay. So as you're waiting to order your drink, you do see up at the bar that a pretty clumsy guy who seems to be barely able to sit on his stool is taking all the attention away from your server as she tries to help him get situated back on his stool. You also notice he's wearing a captain's regalia, but all the ribbons and insignia seem to have been ripped off of his jacket. You recognize this man as the former Captain Lloyd. Nothing more than a shell of himself drinking away his sorrows.
All right. What's taking so long over there? Slam down my empty mug with the cheapest liquor that's available. I'll light up my pipe.
Excellent. You actually hear the sailors next to you again say, "Someone should cut off the old captain." And as that happens, the other guy says, "Yeah, before he makes more poor decisions and wrecks another couple ships." And as that happens, you see the former captain get up and stumble around for a bit. And as he kind of stumbles, someone you recognize from the other table actually stands up. He was kind of in the back in the dark, and it's actually the guy who hired you guys. And he tells the table behind you to knock it off, and walks over and says, "Are you guys ready or what?" And so the former captain stumbles out of the tavern as this is going on, and asks so as the sailors are asked if they're ready to go, they say, "Yes, Captain, but is everybody here? It looks like we're missing one." And he turns to you guys, the big guy does, and he says, "Yeah, where's your +1? I don't see him here."
That's a body knock. He's always late.
Oh, okay. Is this going to be a problem?
He'll show up sooner or later.
All right. Well, until he gets here, I'll buy you another round of drinks. It's all on us tonight.
Oh. Well, when she makes her way over here, I'll take some of that dwarven ale.
All right. So she comes over to you guys, and she actually pours you some dwarven ale. It smells really strong, stronger than most ale that you've ever had.
I take a big gulp of it.
It's much better than that cheap.
And
Yeah, so
my
it
beard.
tastes like. Yeah, so it tastes really like. It's basically like drinking 100% grain alcohol. This is like nasty, like straight. It's weird because it doesn't look like it. It's not clear, but it tastes really poor.
So I take kind of like a swig of it and taste a little bit. Take a little bit more, and then you see some sparkle on my finger, and a little flame comes out. And I blow like that, and it makes a little flame in the air off of my finger. Ooh, that's some strong stuff. Gonna have to visit here more often.
I reach into my belt pouch. and
So
pull
as
out
you're
a-
doing this, oh, sorry about that.
I reach into my belt pouch.
Billy, what are you doing?
Sorry.
Well, I'm watching him spit that fire. I kind of cover my eyes and be like, "Careful, man."
Ah,
Kind of sipping my ale with a kind of paranoid look in my eye.
yeah, we're scared of a little fire.
All right, so as all this is going on then, you guys actually see the captain has returned, the former captain, and he's actually got a really big rusted greatsword. And he actually charges the table next to you. And as he does, one of the guys stands up and quickly draws a rapier and just slices his guts wide open. And it just spills all over the floor, just running across the floorboards.
Jump up out of my chair. Whoa!
Lloyd is dead.
Lloyd dead. He didn't have any guts anyway.
I had to do that, sorry. So, for you guys at home watching, I had to get my little jab back. So, anyways, there's my revenge. But anyways. All right, so back to the meat of things. So as this happens, the barmaid freaks out, steps back, and just drops everything and runs to the back kitchen. Okay. The sailors all stand up and actually start to leave, and the captain throws a bunch of money down and tells you guys you might want to start leaving right now.
All right. Snatch up the money, stuff it down, and well, I guess we can't wait for your body knock anymore. You guys ready?
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so as you leave, the captain says you guys can stay with them. It's going to be about a day's march over to the boat docks, because this isn't actually located on the water. So as you guys are walking along, and it's still daytime, he's kind of explaining, the lowdown on everything. So there's rumors of kobolds on the island and other monsters. There's also rumors of dragons. Um, most of this island in at least 30 years, right? And in the surrounding places, on the land over here, there's been all sorts of problems with like kids going missing, and they associate it with this mythological witch that supposedly sailors have seen traveling across the sea in this area. But nobody can confirm other than the rumors. So, like, there's never been anything like any clues left behind or anything like that. So yeah. Is there anything in particular you guys want to do before you actually get out of town?
So, how much time do we have?
There isn't really a huge rush because they would like you to have your fourth member. And obviously your fourth member will know about where the docks are and everything. So it would almost be common sense that he would know to meet you at the docks, worst case scenario.
Okay. And so this is like a little town or a little village area, or like a
Yeah, very small. It's got a town, 30 houses, a couple farms. Like I said, it's a really small little village. In fact, it doesn't even have a name. It's so small. It's just kind of like a small settlement.
Okay. No other entertainment besides the tavern. Somebody
Oh,
had
you
to
could
gut
find all
somebody.
sorts of entertainment if you really wanted to. There's people sitting on their front porches, and you got a couple of cocky farmers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the only reason you had met up at this town is because they were looking to meet away from the docks because there's a huge monetary reward involved, and they didn't want to get robbed, so they set it up in a town or in this settlement far away from the docks. Because there is a tavern at the docks as well as more houses.
Ah. So now I look over at the two halflings. What do you guys do for fun? Maybe we could find somebody to play some cards with or something, maybe, or maybe get a cockfight going on or something.
I'm still disappointed I missed out on a warm meal before we leave.
Oh, I left that ale in there. Ah.
The captain turns to you guys and he says, "Oh, we got you covered." And he actually pulls out a bag that has, like, it's not a warm meal. It's just a bunch of loaves of bread. And then the other guy, he tells him, "Hey, give him some of your mead." And the guy says, "Well, I don't have mead. I just have wine." And he offers it over to you anyway.
All right. So I take it, I give it a little sniff, sort of swish it around a little bit. Yes. Take a little sip of it. How about some of that bread? Soak up some of this fire water I was drinking in the tavern. Take a little bit of
As a
that.
tiefling, it actually doesn't bother you too much. It's pretty hard and stale, but it doesn't bother you. It tastes better than a lot of the bread you've been given.
Oh, nice. Good.
And as you guys are actually walking around, you see a lot of people are giving you guys odd stares. Being that you are a halfling and a tiefling and a half-elf, just looks like an odd group of people to be in town, especially in this area.
Yeah. I actually have a something that I use as my arcane focus, which is a bell, and it's tied around to the tip of my tail. And I kind of see some of the people looking at me, and my eyes turn like a neon green, and I kind of ding 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 my tail at him with the bell.
Everyone you do this at seems to flinch, right? And like if they've got something, they kind of hold it up really quick, like in a defensive stance, before they realize they'd probably get smoked by you guys. Even though the halfling's a pretty small guy, he still looks pretty intimidating.
Yeah, I would definitely make it a point if anyone was staring too hard to stare back at them and give them a growl.
So, all right, so you get to the edge of town, and like I said, it's not really that far. And as you do, one of the last people kind of just turns to his friend, and it's within earshot of all of you, and just says, "Oh, I'm so glad they're leaving. That they were kind of scary looking."
So I stop real quick and I turn around. So, I forgot something. Never mind. I turn back around.
All right, so let's see. So as you're walking, you actually get quite a ways out of town. Things are pretty quiet. It's a nice, beautiful day. Clear blue skies. Everybody's just talking like imagine your old boys in high school and you're just walking around after school. Like nobody seems alert or anything. You just And as you're walking though, an arrow actually hits the ground in front of the whole group. Now, you guys don't necessarily see where it came from, but you can kind of tell it had to have come from off into the woods. Now, the woods are actually not real dense, so you can actually see quite a distance, though.
How far away are the woods?
Pretty much on both sides of the trail. The trail's probably, I'd say 5 foot wide. It's not a big trail. It's not traveled a whole lot. But yeah, and like I said, the trees aren't very scattered apart. And you can't actually tell at quick glance, unless some of you have like a special ability or feat that would give you more alertness or something. You guys can't actually see anything at a quick glance.
Yeah.
Upon seeing the arrow land, I would just like do a tumble off to the side and try to like hide behind a tree and peek around and see if I could see where it came from.
Excellent. So what I'm going to ask all of you to do first I want you guys to all roll a perception check, because that kind of brought your attention. And so this will be to see if you actually see what's around you. And we'll start with Billy. Would you roll, Billy?
5.
5? Okay, you don't see anything. In fact, you almost assumed that arrow was just there before.
Yeah.
Brad, as you duck and roll over behind a tree, you actually do see in the distance what looks like bandits who are about 8 feet up in all of these trees, right? Or not 8 feet, about 10 feet up in all these trees, who actually have arrows drawn. And you know they're bandits based on what they're wearing. They all are kind of dressed in just thrown together clothes. They're not like, they don't look like they're any part of military or anything. And Robert, you are struggling at this point to see them as well. But yeah, Badger does see them. So everybody roll initiative.
How many do I see roughly?
You actually see about 6.
Okay.
And they all look to be human or elf. You can't really see their ears, but you think they're all, one of those. All right, so Brad, you're going to go first, or Badger. Then it's going to be Dawe.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be Robert Ogre. What's your character's name again?
Ronan.
Ronan. Oh, I guess it's
a Ronan.
All right. So what are you doing, Brad? They're probably about 40 feet out.
Okay. First I would scream out, bandits in the trees, take cover. And I would pull a javelin from my back and charge up about 20 feet and let it fly towards the closest one.
Awesome. So give me a roll to hit. And as he said this, guys, you actually do, as you know, it catches your attention. You start looking up then into the trees, and you do see them now.
That would be a 9.
9 will not hit. All right. Next up is Dawe.
Okay, I'd start looking, I guess, for some cover, and I'd want to fire Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Yeah, you can definitely duck behind a tree after shooting a Eldritch Blast at one of them. Roll to hit.
9.
That will not hit. So you kind of, well, first of all, as this is happening, right, you see this javelin go shooting at a guy, right? The same guy that just managed to move out of the way, you try to shoot off your Eldritch Blast. Now, again, though, it misses, and you can kind of see the tree branch kind of flow with where this Eldritch Blast hit it. The javelin is now about 10 feet behind this guy in the tree on the ground. So since, Brad, you had moved 20 feet up, it's now about 30 feet away from you, which is obviously 10 feet past those guys. Saronin? I think you're muted.
So how far away is Spear Fist from the other guys, the bandits?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
How far away is Brad's character Spear Fist away from the bandits?
Oh, he is roughly, or not 20, 10 feet away right now.
Okay. Careful with that thunder wave. All right. So
I mean, you could do it.
of course I could. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna kind of like stomp both of my feet on the ground, poof, poof, and kind of do like a Dragon Ball Z thing, and you see this this glowing green armor come over my body. You could still see through it, but it's kind of like looks like smoke in the laser or something cover my body, which is Blade Ward.
I like it. You can have a point of inspiration.
Oh, cool.
All right. So. Oh. All right. Hang on 1 second. Sorry. Trying to give us a fourth anyway. All right, so as you do this, the guys take notice, and you see they're going to shoot arrows. Now, I'm going to go in order from left to right. I'm going to use Dice Stream for this. Oh, wait, no, I'm not going to use Dice Stream. Never mind. So I'm going to go left to right, starting with Billy's character. He's going to get 2 shots at him. Armor class, does the armor class 14 hit you?
Yes.
Okay, so you get hit with 1 arrow. Actually, no, it wouldn't, because you would actually have cover, so it will miss you. And so Brad's out in the open, so 2 shots will come at him. Armor class 15 hit you.
Just missed.
All right, so one of those arrows actually shoots right by you. It maybe a couple inches above your shoulder. And then Robert Ogre, another one shoots right by you and misses you, Saronin. And now we're back up top to Badger.
All right, so I should be like 10 feet away from the guy through the javelin net.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna look for some like sturdier lower branches, and I want to try to kind of leap up off one and spring and try to hit him with a hand axe.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can do that. You're gonna try and throw it, or you're gonna try and like stab him with it?
I'm gonna no, I don't want to throw it. I just want to like
do a sweet leap.
Like as I'm jumping, pull the hand axe out and just try to hit him with it.
Yeah, okay. So give me an athletics check. I'll say you can climb a tree, no problem, and run and leap. So the athletics check is for the jump over to the guy.
Okay. That will be a 15.
That'll hit. If you want to describe it, go for it.
Yeah, I leap up and I spring off a lower branch and just scream at him. I have the hand axe in both my hands, and I try to bring it down onto it. Probably what would be his leg.
All right. Yeah, so you chop at his leg. Add an extra d6, by the way, for damage.
Well, my hit roll.
Oh, my bad.
Is a 14.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Okay. So yeah, my hand axe slices right into his thigh, very deeply, and I do 7 damage.
And that was with an extra d6 of damage?
Yes, I rolled pretty bad.
All right, so when you cut his leg wide open, you actually go past him and land on the ground. And shortly after you land on the ground, he just falls to the ground right next to you. And that was that extra damage that I was telling you about, because he fell 10 feet.
Okay.
So he's actually lying next to you, and his bow fell by his side. So next up is Dawe.
Okay. So are there still most of them in the trees?
Yes. So 5 are in the trees. 1 is now prone next to Badger.
Are they like spread out, or is it like how many trees are they in? Or is it just one, or?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Like, are they all like in the same area, or are they in trees?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of scattered, so it's not like it's 6 consecutive trees. But yeah, I mean they're roughly 40 feet off the road, 30, 40 feet off the road, and they're kind of a little bit scattered in that 30 to 40 foot range. And they're in a line. It almost looks like they were trying to set up an ambush point at the road from one side of the road.
Okay. I guess whoever, any of them I see closest, I guess I'll try to Eldritch Blast again.
Okay.
Does a 12 hit?
A 12 does not hit. So once again, you kind of miss, and it hits this branch that just starts rattling. And then do you want to move, or are you going to stay where you're at?
I guess I don't know, depending how good my cover is, I'll kind of stay here.
Okay, yeah, you can stay behind the tree. So basically you just kind of step behind the tree to have full cover. All right. And next, Ronan.
All right. So I look at the closest one I could see, and I like spit in my hand, and it becomes a little ember in my hand, and I kind of throw like a baseball, big ball of fire out at the guy doing a firebolt.
Awesome. I like it.
That is a 14.
14 to hit will do it.
All right. Uh-oh. Pull out a 10. Uh, 12.
12 damage. That's good. So as you launch this firebolt at him, it hits his cloak and just bursts up in flames. And as this happens, he kind of like starts freaking out and trying to pat it, even though he's like holding an arrow and a bow, and falls out of the tree as well. Which actually, when he hits the ground, he breaks his leg and is just lying there in pain. You can tell because it looks like a piece of rubber just kind of flopping around.
You're echoing through the woods. My laugh comes out. It just kind of booms through the forest.
Awesome. All right, and so now it's their turn. So you got the one guy prone with a broken leg who's not doing anything. The guy next to you, Badger, actually pulls out a hand axe himself and tries to swing at you from the ground. So he will have disadvantage, and he will miss bad. And as he misses, his axe actually goes flying off to the side. The guy who's on the ground with the broken leg has disadvantage, and the fire went out from him falling. But he is actually going to try and shoot at you from the ground with disadvantage. And will a 15 hit with your special armor?
Who, me?
Yes.
Yeah, it'll hit.
Okay. So this wild shot, he's just like, and he lines it up and just lets go and hits you still for 3 points of damage. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say Blade Ward is makes you resistant. Bludgeoning,
Oh, okay.
slashing.
Okay. All right, so then there's 4 guys left. The closest one to the guy with the broken leg jumps out of a tree. So this is like the 3rd one down. So you guys have taken out the first 2. So then the next 4 are like almost in a line. So the 3rd one jumps down out of the tree and runs over to Badger to swing at him with a hand axe. Does a 12 hit you?
It does not.
All right, so he misses. The 3rd guy is going to try and shoot you. 19, so that'll probably hit.
Yeah.
For 2 points of damage. And then the last 2 guys are actually going to shoot at you, Sir Ronan, because that fire blast kind of freaked them out. And neither of them are actually going to hit you either. So you see 2 more arrows just zip by you. Zip, zip. And we come back to Badger.
All right, I scream out as the arrow strikes me in the shoulder, and I look, and so I still have the guy. Is he still prone in front of me?
Yeah, so you have a guy prone next to you, and you have another guy with a hand axe. Or no, I'm sorry.
I think that's what you said.
Yeah, so okay, so it was yes, okay, so there's a guy with a hand axe standing next to you, and then there's another guy prone next to you who doesn't have any weapons in his hand.
Okay. The prone guy, is he on his knees or is he?
No, he's just on his back.
He's laying on his back.
Yep. In fact, both guys who are on the ground prone are on their back.
All right, I would probably go for the immediate threat, which would be the guy who's not prone. So I would.
I should make note too. Sorry, I didn't say this. The guy who's prone, who fell out of the tree, with the hand axe, is actually like a few feet away from you. He's not like directly next to you. So if you were to try and engage with him, it would probably provoke from the other guy.
Oh, okay. So so he's not that close to me.
Right. He's still a few feet away from you. Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I would go. I would jump on top of the guy on his back with all 46 pounds of my weight, and try to bring my hand axe down to his neck to attempt to decapitate him.
Okay.
That's going to be a 10.
To hit?
Yeah.
That's with advantage?
Oh,
If
no.
he's prone?
No, that was the first roll. And an 8 with the second roll.
All right. So you tried to jump on him, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of misjudged his distance. And so as you went to jump on him, you kind of ended up next to him somehow. He kind of like scooted out of the way, like on his back, like pushed himself away. And so you landed prone next to him. And then obviously missed him. Dawe. Sounds like an Avatar name from that movie. It's your turn, Dawe.
Okay. I guess I'll just pick another target and fire another blast.
Okay.
17.
That'll hit. So if you want to describe it and roll damage.
Okay, 7 damage. I guess I'm aiming for the center of his chest.
Okay. Did 7 damage?
Yeah.
Okay. And you were shooting at a guy in a tree again?
Yeah, in the tree. I guess hoping to knock him down.
Yep. Yeah, you will. But this guy kind of drops down almost voluntarily. So like it hits him and he just tries to kind of go with it. And so he steps back to drop down and just soaks it in, as he lands. So then as he lands, he actually just kind of looks at you and holds his bow up. Saronin, it's your turn.
All right. So I'm gonna the guy who hit me with the arrow that fell on the ground kind of got stuck in between my my mage armor and my actual skin. It really gave me a little cut. So I'm gonna pull it out. And I'm gonna run up to him and I'm gonna stab it in his forehead.
All right, and he is prone, so go ahead. And I'm gonna tell you now, it's gonna kill him. And so if you hit, it's gonna kill him.
Oh yeah, I got a 19.
Yeah, describe it.
All right. So I pull it out of my arm and I just run up to him and I slam it down into his forehead and it just like pierces through and all his blood like kind of smashes goes all over my hand and I kind of just break it off and I take the other end of it and I smash that side on my knee too and throw him at him.
So in the midst of this, you can all kind of hear this subtle jingle from the bell on his tail.
Yep.
And you hear this guy over there just go "Rrrr," making all sorts of noise. So the one guy or two of the guys with bows actually who had shot at you before and missed are going to shoot at you again, seeing that you just killed their buddy. Wow. Double crit fails. So they both shoot the guy who is standing over by Brad's character, and they're both gonna hit. So I'll just roll. All right. So they actually hit this other guy who's engaged with Badger, both square in the back, and you can see him just kind of tense up and go, oh, and he drops to one knee and then stands right back up. Because he just got shot in the back. I'm actually going to give him disadvantage to attack Badger. So he runs up to attack Badger, and an 11's certainly going to miss. And so he swings at Badger, but for some reason he's just, because the arrows are in his back, he's really tense. And so he kind of just, and he lets out this, agonizing pain, this guttural, like, And, yeah, so then the one guy who fell out of the tree is going to shoot at Dawe. And does a 17 hit you?
Yes.
All right. You are going to take 4 points of damage from an arrow piercing you in the leg, because your leg was slightly sticking out. And we are back over to Badger.
All right. I'm going to throw my hand axe at the man with 2 arrows in his back.
Okay. He's right next to you now.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. I will just swing at him then.
Okay.
Right at his groin.
All right.
This time I got a 12.
That will not hit.
Oh.
So you swing, and he actually, like at the last moment, like kind of hops out of the way so you don't hit him in his groin. And then, are you still prone, or because you had dove at the guy? Are you getting up?
Oh yeah, I'm getting up.
Okay, cool. Oh, I forgot. Well, that's okay. That's fine. All right. So then we are back to Dawe.
Okay. Kind of cringing from that arrow to the leg. I'll probably just pull a dagger out of my belt. How far away is the guy who shot me?
From you, I'd say he's probably 30 feet because you found a tree close to the road. So.
I might just want to move up to a tree closer and
Okay.
probably try to fire another attack. Eldritch
Okay.
Blast.
Sounds good.
7.
Okay. You shoot off into the middle of nowhere. Like you don't even see where it hit.
Yeah,
Um,
probably fire it while I'm running.
right. So you're like running and you're just like, and it just gone. All right. Now we're back over to Saronin.
All right. So there's 2 more in the tree, right?
Yes, 2 in the tree. 1 on the ground shooting at Dawe, 1 next to Badger, and 1 on the ground close to Badger.
Okay. I'm gonna keep running in the direction that I was after I stabbed the guy in the head. I'm gonna run 15 foot. Make sure I'm away from everyone, and then I'm close to the 2 guys in the trees, and you're gonna hear my bell. It's jingling as I'm running, and then I stop and I jingle it once, and it's like ding 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 ding. It gets louder like church bells, and it's boom. You hear like one loud explosion and knocks like leaves and stuff all over the place, and hopefully the guy's out of the tree.
So what save do they have to make? What's their DC?
DC is
I think it's con.
12.
12. All right. One of them makes it. The other one clearly does not. So the one who makes it takes half damage, I believe, and then the other one takes full and goes flying. Correct?
A creature takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed away 10 feet.
Okay. So 2d8 is full damage, correct? So roll
Yeah.
2d8 and tell me what the total.
9.
Okay. So the one guy's going to roll another d6 from the one guy falling for the 10-foot bludgeoning.
3.
So 12. Okay. Okay. All right, so the one guy goes flying 10 feet out of this tree that's pretty much right next to you. So the first guy, it hits him. And so the second guy kind of had that moment to see what was happening, and he kind of grabbed the tree so it wouldn't hurt him as bad. So that guy actually lands prone, and his bow is clear away from him. So we are back to them. Now the guy whose bow is clearly away from him, he reaches to his belt and actually pulls out a sword, stands up, and charges at you. But as he's charging at you, the guy who's in the tree who grabbed it is going to shoot you first. And he's going to miss. So he's a little rattled. His head's ringing from the big, giant sonic boom sound, and misses with an arrow. The other guy charges at you to swing at you with his rapier. I'm sorry. And 17's going to hit.
Yep.
For 4 points of damage.
All right.
So he gashes you pretty good. As this is happening, Dawe, you see this off into the side. So you saw the guy get flown from the tree and everything. As this is happening, you're still behind cover. So the guy who was originally shooting at you, he actually hides from you. So not very well. So even if you were to stick your head out, you will end up seeing him. But as he's hiding from you, or before he hides from you, though, he does try to take a shot at Brad across the way and misses Badger. Then the guy that was on the ground near Badger gets up and tries to grapple you. So that would be an opposed strength roll. You have to be a 5.
18.
All right. Yeah, you pretty much just shove him off of you, no problem. And then the other guy's going to try and attack you again. And he's going to miss as well. And we are back around to Badger. So you got 2 guys like right next to you.
All right. I'm getting frustrated with my attempts to hurt these guys with my hand axes.
Okay.
So I'm just going to drop it to the ground and pull both my short swords.
Okay.
And is that all?
Normally you can't draw 2 weapons on a turn without the feat, but I'll allow it because I just like allowing it.
Okay. I was going to say I don't get to attack. I just get to pull them both.
I'll let you attack with both.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah. The guy tries to grab me, and I basically I imagine he tries to get me in a bear hug from behind, and I just kind of raise my arms and drop down and like roll back under between his legs. Pull both my short swords out and swing at both of his knees from each side. So the first one is a 5, and the second one is a 14.
Okay, so as you swing with the one, he kind of dodges the first one. The second one catches him right in the kneecap.
All right.
So go ahead and roll damage.
And that will be 2 damage.
A whopping 2. Was that your primary? Or obviously
that was my offhand. Yeah.
Okay, good deal. You can have inspiration for being honest with me.
Okay.
All right. Next up is Dawe.
Alright, I'm moving through the trees towards the guy who just took a shot at them, and I'm going to try to run up and stab him in the back.
Excellent, excellent. What kind of weapon?
It's my daggered, so...
Okay.
A 17.
That'll hit.
Five damage.
Right. So you're able to stab him in his back for sure, and he didn't see it coming. So when you stab him, you see like the blood kind of squirt out, and it gets all over your hand that's holding that dagger, making that dagger a little slippery. But yeah, he's still standing, and he just kind of grimaces and looks back at you. So Ronan, it is your turn.
All right. The guy who held onto the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up at him, and I'm gonna show my middle finger, which has got a long nail, and I've got a tattoo of a snowflake on it, and this white beam is gonna go shoot out right at him. A ray of frost, and oh yeah, 22.
Oh yeah, easy.
All right. 1d8. All right. Got my little cards here that come in handy. I got an 8.
All right. You hit him, and you see where it hits him, it instantly turns to like white, where it's like a frost on it. But he actually is still up in the tree. It does not knock him out of the tree.
All right.
So now, so he kind of wipes it real quick, and then he actually pulls an arrow with that same hand and tries to shoot at you with a 19.
Ooh, hit.
For 3 points of damage. So this arrow nails you probably right in the gut, like center mass. Now the guy who was flown from the tree, did I say he didn't get to you last turn? So,
No.
yeah, he's gonna get up and rush at you. And he doesn't actually appear to have a weapon. It almost looks like he's gonna try and tackle you. And it would be an opposed strength check, we would say.
All right. Good thing I got a 10. That's a 6.
All right, so this guy comes up and you get hit with this arrow. Right after you get hit with the arrow, this guy just spears you right into the ground. And not right in the ground, because that is supposed to be a whole nother action. So he kind of like spears you, but you're still standing with him. And he's got you grappled. So that's those two. Now, the guy that just was stabbed by Dawe is actually going to drop his bow and try to stab you with a hand axe. Does a 14 hit you?
Yes.
Oh no, Dawe. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just barely.
Okay. So you're gonna take 4 points of damage. So you stab him right in his back, and he kind of looks at you and grimaces in pain, and just turns around and just hacks you right in the same hand or the arm that stabbed him. Badger. So the same guy is gonna try and grab you again. So you got to beat a 13, buddy.
3.
Oh, so you're facing him this time, and he actually grabs you and kind of turns you for his buddy, right? And he's using both hands for this. And so the other guy is now going to try and attack you with advantage. Does a 14 hit you?
No.
All right, so the other guy in this scrum, and the quick sudden movement of you being turned around, misses. Probably would have hit you if you weren't moved around so quickly, but he does miss. And with that, we're back around to you, Badger.
All right, are my arms free?
Yeah, your arms are still free. You are at disadvantage, though.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to stab him with my short swords.
Okay.
So
roll for your primary first.
Primary.
At disadvantage. Yep, and then you're off.
I rolled a 1, so I'm gonna use my luck to re-roll that.
Oh, okay, yeah. I love critical fails, unfortunately.
So that would still make my lowest one a 14.
Okay, so you're going to hit then.
All right, do you want me to go ahead and do the damage for that, or roll the other attack?
However you feel. That's fine.
Let's go ahead and do the other one. This time it would be a 10.
That'll miss.
Okay. So for the first one, that would be 7 damage.
Oh. This is on the guy who was holding you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, you kill him, so go ahead and describe what happens.
All right, so he's behind me, and I just take my sword, and I kind of toss it up into the air to reverse my grip, and I grab the handle and just slam it backwards behind me, right into his belly, and it comes out his back.
All right. So as you pull the sword out, it kind of pulls some of the intestines out, and they just kind of drop to the ground. Dawe, it is your turn.
All right. At this point, the look on my face is kind of changed. My eyes have kind of like rolled back into my head. I have like this evil grin on my face. I kind of start laughing. I just drop the dagger, lick the blood off of my hands, and then I'm going to put my hand close to his face and try to fire an ultimate blast.
Okay. Take inspiration. Now, firing a ranged spell within 5 feet is disadvantage, so roll at disadvantage, but you do get a point of inspiration.
All right. So how do I figure out that roll?
So roll 2d20s and take the lowest number. And that's your to hit.
13.
13 just missed, and that's counting your spell attack bonus?
What is that, my wisdom?
It'll be... What are you again? You are a warlock, so it would be your charisma plus 2. So your charisma modifier plus 2, as well as that 13 roll.
No, I haven't been adding that.
Yeah, on ranged spells, you get to add all that to it. So
it'd be like a 17.
Okay, so you definitely hit then.
Awesome.
So if you want to roll damage and explain how it looks, you're more than welcome.
6 damage, and I guess like the blood from my hand kind of just like hardens and crackles, crackling light, I guess, fires out into his face.
So you basically explode his face. He is dead. So you thought you liked the blood before, but now his head just explodes and just splatter, like all these drops like of splattered blood on your face. And we will go to Saronin. There's the two guys near you, and then there's one over by Badger.
Okay, so this guy's got me grappled, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I can just roll it to try to get out of it, right?
Yeah. If you want to do that, that would be your turn. But yes.
I'll tell you what I want to do. I'll fucking bite him on the nose and knee him in the nuts.
You want to do that? I'll allow it. You can roll 2 attacks.
Okay.
One for the bite, one for the nuts.
Good.
I'll allow it.
Oh yeah, got a 19 for the bite,
Ooh.
and a 13 for the knee.
Okay, so the knee would miss. The other one, I'll let you roll a d4.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. D4 probably. 3. Would I add a? Well, I don't have a strength modifier, so 3.
Make it good because this is a kill shot. I'm assuming you're not biting his nose. I'm just saying. You're probably biting elsewhere around his face, like his neck or something.
All right. Yeah, but yeah, I bit right into his neck. And by the way, I have all my teeth are silver. I bit down as hard as I could, and I yanked all of his arteries kind of slip open. It starts spraying all over my face, and I just chew up that piece of his neck and just swallow it. He drops
I can
to
just
the ground.
imagine it. I can just imagine like the flesh tearing slowly, almost like a rubbery elastic, like string cheese or something.
Yep. It's like
Awesome.
a wild hose, just blood, because it's like a main artery.
That's awesome. All right. Awesome. So the guy who's closest to you and sees that, he actually tries to run. Now, he was in that tree. So he actually tries to jump out of the tree and just start running. The guy who's near you, Badger, does not see any of this other stuff behind him, doesn't realize he's pretty much the last guy, and so he actually is going to swing at you. And he rolled a 19.
Hit.
And that'll be 6 points of damage.
All right.
And so the guy who ran away from the fight is about 30 feet away now from pretty much all of you. And we are now back around to Badger.
All right, so I reel from the blow from that axe, and I look up at him and I just kind of smile and I say, "Looks like we're finally alone." And I just dive at him with both my short swords. And the first one is a 21.
Ooh.
And the second is another critical fail, which I'll reroll with my luck.
Oh, you're so lucky.
Which I rolled a 2.
Oh, you're still lucky.
So the first one was
Oh, yeah, definitely.
There we go. 9 damage.
Yeah, you kill him. You can describe it.
All right, so yeah, I just leap forward with both my short swords and straight towards his head, and one of them just goes right to the side of his head, but the other one goes right up through his neck, up into his brain.
Nice. All right, so you kind of skewer him like a kebab. And Dawe, you see a guy running who was over originally by your buddy Saronin. And so he's just kind of running through the trees. He is within range, though, if you wanted to shoot him with something. Like a spell.
And he's the last guy? Or is
Yeah, so there's one guy left who's running away who started running before Badger killed the guy near him.
Alright, yeah, I guess I'll lift my hand that wasn't chopped with an axe and try to fire another spell, Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
17, and I guess since I add more, it's like, what, 21?
Yep, that'll hit.
2.
That's just enough to drop him.
Oh.
So you kind of nail him, and he actually goes flying into a tree, and you can tell it must have broken his back as he kind of just wraps around it backwards and goes lifeless. So you guys wiped out 6 guys out here in the middle of nowhere. And all the sailors, by the way, are pretty much non-combative. They just kind of stayed at the road and ducked for cover. And so as this all happens, they kind of come over and they say, "Wow, that was impressive. You guys may have been the right guys for this job you're about to do."
And I say, where were you at? Hold on a second. And I turn around and I kind of stick my finger in my throat. Throw that piece of meat up that I just ate. I can't believe I did that.
So before you do that, the blood's just running down your face and onto your clothing. And so these guys are staying away from you. And then the other one who's got blood splatter all over his face, Dawe, and blood running from the arm, they're kind of like staying back from both of you guys. Badger, the barbarian, is actually the least intimidating out of the 3 of you. Even though he's done some pretty sweet stuff, he just kind of showed off his martial prowess and did not give off this terrifying aura. And so the captain actually speaks up and says, "Well, it was imperative that we survived to get you to the island." You sense some fear in his voice, unlike before at the tavern where he seemed very overly confident.
I will be retrieving my hand axe and my javelin if possible.
Oh yeah, you can get it all. You can actually find, too, if you guys look, you can find plenty of short bows and arrows. You can find hand axes if you want, a couple rapiers. So, I mean, if any of that stuff sounds interesting, you can have it.
Yeah. Yep. I don't need any of it.
All right. But if you end up wanting any of it, just write it down on your sheet. That's fine.
I might take a rapier.
Okay.
I am
make sure you're proficient in it. I don't know if you are or not. I think you're a warlock.
Yeah, I don't know if I am. I just got simple.
I'll pull it up real quick. I'll be honest, I'm not exactly sure, but I'll pull it up. That's all right.
I think it's just simple weapons.
For warlocks.
Where's the book?
I'm only stalling a little bit, hoping Chad will join us.
There we go, glasses.
Yeah, simple weapons, and then a rapier I don't believe is a simple weapon. I could be wrong.
It's martial.
Yeah, I thought so. All right, so yeah. So, I mean, you could take it. The only thing that means is that you don't get a proficiency bonus. So you could use your dex bonus to add on to your d20 modifier, but you don't get proficiency bonus to hit. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, I don't do anything. I'm probably too busy like wiping the blood off of my face anyway.
All right. All right. So you guys get back on the road. You travel for the rest of the day without any issues, and you arrive to the port town. Now it's getting kind of dark. The sailors want to go straight to the bar. It seems like all they've been talking about this last half of the trip is getting some more ale. So you guys are free to either hang out at the tavern, or if you want to, you can go to sleep or whatever you guys feel like doing. This town is actually this port city is bigger than where you were just at. It's still just a small town, but there's a little more to do here.
Well, I'm definitely gonna go get something to drink.
And Badger's probably pretty hungry. I'm sure there's some hot meals he could get at the tavern as well.
Yeah, I would also be looking for some fresh bandages, possibly, and some hard liquor to pour on my wounds.
Okay. Yeah, one of the sailors actually was able to bandage you up before, so that you didn't continue bleeding. But yeah, you are able to go and get some medical attention by a professional in town. And they bandage you up pretty well. It's nice and tight too. It actually feels really stable. And when you get over to the tavern and you walk in, there's a group of not halflings, of dwarves, all dressed in armor. And they've got shields and hammers, and they're just banging away. They're up on a stage, just banging away. And you hear them in between songs. They announce themselves as the Fellowship of Rock. And they're just pounding away, loving it. And actually, as they go off the stage, you see a couple chicks get up on the stage and start playing some harps. Some music that we would know as Metallica, but they're just playing some harps. They're the Harper Twins. All that good stuff. Oh, yeah. So you got some good music going on up in here.
Cool.
Sailors are having a good time, throwing out, trying to pick up the Harper Twins every chance they get. Not working.
Yep. So I go and order me some ale.
Okay. So you notice the floorboards here are really creaky. They kind of give quite a bit. Like, this is an old tavern. Everything's in really poor shape. The bar, everything just real beat up. You could see blood stains near the bar where clearly there have been bar fights. It's just stained. Even the tankards they bring you sometimes are all dented and jacked up. So everything's just in really poor shape. And yeah, what will you be having, sir?
Let me get some of your fairly priced ale.
So you see this guy say, "Oh yeah, not a problem," and he jumps down. He was clearly a halfling who was standing on a stool behind the bar, and you can't even see him when he jumps down because this bar is pretty high. And next thing you know, like maybe a minute later, this big old tankard gets slapped up on top of the bar. So you see this hand, and he kind of pushes it over and says, "That'll be 3 copper."
All right. So I reach in, I take out my 3 copper, and I kind of flip them all to them on the table or the bar.
You see him snatch them really quick, faster than any hands you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, this music and just this atmosphere, like I love it. I'm in heaven right now. I got this big old thing of ale. I'm just kind of kicking back on a bar, watching the band, and taking it slow with this one. I usually pound them, but taking it slow with this one.
Nice.
Start packing up my pipe a little bit, and a little flame comes out my finger, light it up. And sitting back watching the show.
That's awesome. As that's happening, the barmaid comes over to Dawei and kind of looks and says, "What will you be having?"
Dawei doesn't really want anything, so he just kind of shakes his head. I'd be really looking around the bar for any shady types or people like that may have, I don't know, some kind of herb trade going on.
All right. So you look around. This place is packed, right? This is like a Friday night at your local dive bar, right? And so you see this place packed with a bunch of shady-looking types. I mean, there's, what you would assume are pirates and sailors everywhere. There are no females in here except for the barmaid and then the Harper twins. Everybody's a dude. I mean, they range in races. I mean, pretty much any you see dwarves, humans, halflings, elves. You don't see any of the like monster races. In fact, the only one in here is Saronin, who kind of stands out a bit, and he's getting a lot of looks from people. Obviously, people can tell you guys aren't sailors, even though you're sitting with a bunch of sailors, and so a lot of people are mean mugging you guys. And the barmaid turns to Badger and says, "What will you have, cute little fella?"
My character's far from cute, but
She's a barmaid. She's working that tip angle.
yeah.
She kind of pats you on the head as she was saying it, too.
I kind of glare at her and I say, "I desire meat and ale."
She says, "Oh, not a problem. We'll go back and get that for you right now. Horse meat, table 6." So this
I kind
brutish,
of smile like approvingly.
this brutish woman, right, walks back and gets your order ready and comes back with the biggest pitcher of ale, right, and a tankard, and says, "I figured you needed more than what your buddy here has," and gives you just this huge pitcher, or huge jug, I should say, not a pitcher.
Yeah, I'll fill up my tankard and gulp it down greedily.
Excellent. All right, so as all this is going on, there's talks from the captain, right? He kind of turns to you and he says, "Are you guys sure you really are up for this journey?"
Do we look like we're up for this journey? What do we have to be afraid of?
The Queen Witch. I mean, yes, I know you can clearly cast spells, but I don't know.
And you see, my guy's tiefling, so he's kind of dark purple, and you just see a big smile, and his silver teeth are the only things that you see shining when he says that. The Queen Witch.
They say she can manipulate the will of any man she lays eyes on.
Mm.
One guy from in the back says, "I hear she can teleport." I'm just saying, this is not going to be an easy task. I figured they'd send more than just 3 of you or 4 of you or however many are supposed to be here.
Well, somebody's got to do it, right? You guys, I can see you have the hearts of a lion. That last fight.
All
Like
right.
a bunch of landlubbers. No other sailors I've ever met.
Another guy pipes in and says, "I don't know, I hear those caves are trapped. You better be careful." The captain then proceeds to tell you the plan. The plan is that we're going to go over there. We're going to drop you guys off in a pretty quiet, secluded area of the island, and then we're going to sail back out. All right, we're going to anchor, and then after you guys are done with your mission, we expect some kind of a smoke or fire signal, because we're not going to come back unless we know it's you guys and you're alive. We don't want any trouble with this. You'll have about a day. If you don't get this done within 24 hours, we're just leaving you. Or they won't say 24 hours. They say you have 1 nightfall. All right.
The coward you are.
Right. All right. Well, I'm gonna take a 5-minute break real quick. So you guys know, it sounds like Chad is almost home. I'm hearing. So he should be ready to join us in a little bit. So I'm gonna take a break and then let him join us at this tavern. Okay.
Okay.
So if you guys want to talk or whatever, feel free. Like I said, I'll be back in about 5 minutes. I'm gonna go get a drink, go to the bathroom, and all that good stuff.
Okay. I'll be right back too, guys.
Yep, same here.
What's up?
Not much, buddy.
Polly Shore.
Yeah. You know it. We saw. Come on, man. I can't even talk like him. I just bombed that. From like Encino Man or something. Or whatever that. Or what was that movie? Frasier. Shoot,
Yeah.
don't bother me.
Yeah, that was it. Encino Man.
That's what I thought. Once I said it, I was like, was it that movie? I haven't seen that movie in 20 years or something crazy.
Yeah, I was old.
You're right?
What was it? And he had that other one, Son-in-Law.
Yeah.
What about Biodome? What do you in that do?
Oh, yeah.
That was a good one. That was a really good one, actually. I'm so glad I got this new dice case. Like, my wife just gave it to me before we started playing, so I was like, oh, man. Because I broke my other one. I dropped it the other day, and it was like the hard plastic, so the latch part broke. I was like, well, I can't be using this if I'm going back and forth to encounters and stuff like that, so...
Yeah, I'm not that organized yet. I still got just a bag full of dice.
See, the only problem with I'm really weird. Like when I get my dice out, I like to put them by their sets. You know what I mean? And so when I do that out of a bag, it's like you gotta. Because I have so many dice, it's like, oh, I gotta pull them all aside and pick through them. And
yeah, I know. Me too.
Yeah, it bothers me. Like I'm just real weird about certain stuff. I'm weird about my books too. Like I get really nervous when people are using my books at the table.
Oh no.
It's weird, dude. I'm not like that about a lot of things, but my gaming books, I think it's because I'm like, oh, that's worth $50.
Yeah.
And I've seen the stuff about the binding breaking on the 5th edition books and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Pizza and Cheeto fingers.
Yeah. See, and I don't even worry about that because everyone's pretty cool about that part. But my family game, people will like drop the book and toss it around and just kind of flip through it real quick, you know. And I'm always worried they're gonna rip a sheet when they're doing it like that, like because they're just so forceful with each page. You know? Like literally, like if this is it, they're like, you know, and I'm like, geez, oh Pete. And then nobody can find stuff in the book as quick as me, so it always is like, oh, just give me the book. Oh, it drives me nuts.
Yeah, my player's handbook's falling apart now.
Yeah. That's not good. Do you break it in beforehand? Like the way they say you're supposed to?
I didn't because I got it like on the early release and nobody was talking about that or anything. But I did do my monster manual and DM guide. And I haven't had any issues with them yet.
Yeah, luckily
I used the player's handbook more than the other two probably, so.
Yeah, luckily I did that. I did the little new book thing, but I haven't had any problems. The only thing is the monster manual. Like all the pages are kind of like wrinkly almost. It's not too bad, but
it probably got wet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did get it from Amazon, so it traveled. Who knows what happened? But other than that, they're pretty good. Just fingerprints and minor little scratches on them that bother me. I was talking about that last night.
I got a scratch on the back of my monster manual. It's so small, right? I don't even think you can see it. You can feel it though. Oh yeah, you can see it. I don't know how I got it, but it's right here, and it drives me mad. Like, because I also got this signed by Ed Greenwood. Right? Like he signed the dragon in it and said, Juice, this is not an accurate depiction of me, Ed Greenwood. So it's like, oh, my signed book is a scratch on it. So there's the
I'd be leaving that one at home.
Yeah. I thought about selling it just so I could buy a new one, but then I was like, I got it signed by Ed Greenwood. So, oh well. So, Billy, how old are you?
27.
Oh, okay. What made you decide to try gaming?
Just always wanted to. Never really got into it though.
Hmm.
You enjoying it so far?
Yeah.
I like. I could tell you getting a little more into your descriptions and stuff. It's good.
Yeah, I was gonna say I noticed that too. Like at first, he seemed a little hesitant, and then for a minute there, he's getting like into it a little.
That's
That
good.
was good. I
Usually
like
Yeah.
it.
usually
Uh,
takes me a few games to get it from when I first started, so that's pretty good.
I found it a little hard to pay attention to what's going on in the rest of the battle. I'm trying to think of what I'm gonna do.
Right, right. Yeah, it can be, especially theater of the mind, if you're not used to it. Like it's hard to keep track of everything. Something I've found that usually helps. It's harder for me as a DM because I have a paper with like stats and stuff of different things. But something I always found that would help is like kind of doodling out like circles and X's, like a football play, and I'll do like, oh, the circles are the friendlies and the X's are the bad guys, and I just kind of assume distances that way, and I'll draw arrows for where they moved to in my head, and then like sometimes I'll just be like, oh, so I'm next to this guy, right? And usually the DM, like I will typically tell someone, yeah, you're close enough, and so they can do whatever they wanted, because I try to give a lot of what they call player agency, so somebody can do what they want to do.
Yeah.
So don't hesitate. Like if you want to do something, feel free to ask or just tell me you're doing something, and I'll usually just roll with it.
Yep.
So
Don't be afraid to ask where everybody is either, because I've been doing it all game. I do it all the time.
yeah.
Make Juice work harder.
No, it doesn't make me work harder. It makes me work simpler.
Exactly.
It's like, oh yeah, you can do it. Yeah. So I don't know. I'll probably have to modify a little bit here at the end, just because I know all of us said we wanted to go to bed at a reasonable, or get off here at a reasonable time. But I would like Chad to join us, so I am stalling a little bit here. I feel bad because I kind of did this at the Frozen Chosen game
Oh no.
because you didn't show up, Robert. Remember?
Uh-huh.
So I like just on the fly, I was like, oh, there's a cottage here, and dude is infested with bugs as they crawl out of his mouth while he's sleeping. Like, I don't know. Actually, people liked it, but I was just stalling, and we didn't even finish everything I had planned in that game. So.
Yeah, that would have been game number 7 of the day.
Yeah, no, I know. You had a lot going on, man.
I'll never do that again.
So no, it was funny because with that game, I actually had an encounter. I can't remember what happened, but they ended up going to like these ice caves, and then they fought, I think, some bugs, but then they fought something else, and there was a whole plan for them to go through like this hive of bugs until they fought the queen, and then killed the queen as well. So I had like all of that kind of planned out for the Frozen Chosen, and I just kind of cut stuff off. But anyways, we're gonna move on. So without Chad,
Okay.
if he joins in, I'll come up with something, I guess. But I'm not banking on it now. All right, so the next day comes. It's a pretty uneventful night. The sailors are all hung over, and you can tell they're like hurling over the side of the boat. It's a pretty small boat. There's about 8 sailors and the captain, and then you guys, you 3. There's talks of other guys down below, other sailors, in case somebody up top really can't handle it. But they are all hungover. And so the travel over the Quiet Sea is very calm, and the Quiet Sea is the name of this part of the sea. You're probably on this boat for a few hours before you come up to where you can see Carlisle Island. The crew is very calm, but nervousness comes over them as they get to the island. Shortly after arriving on the beach, the ship goes back out away from the beach and drops the anchor, as it had told you before. So as you all are on this island area, it's really heavily forested, right? A lot of like weeping willow trees and stuff. It's really hard to see through it all because it's so thick with like bushes and trees. Like I said, it's about 3 in the afternoon. So you've been traveling for half a day. You guys got up really early to travel. So what are you guys doing?
Real quick, Juice, so do we have a long rest in between?
Oh, yeah, you had a long rest, we'll say.
Okay.
Yeah, you're all back to full. Everything's good. In fact, you noticed that, or you actually got some magical healing last night as well at the bar by another sailor who was also a halfling.
So I asked the captain, do we know...
Captain's gone.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, it's okay. If you have a question, we can pretend you asked it before you left.
Just if they had any idea on on the island the witch resides.
Yeah, so you actually have a map, we'll say. I don't have a map to show you guys. There's one area of the island that's pretty open all the way up to this cave, right? It's like not necessarily a path because there's no traveling by normal people here. This is a pretty small island. In fact, you could travel all the way around the beach of the whole island in less than a day. Okay? They kind of dropped you off to the side of the island so you can kind of come back around to the front to go to the front of the cave. Because they didn't want to give away any position and they don't want trouble. They're absolutely terrified of this witch. They've heard stories. Every sailor who's ever traveled through the Quiet Sea has seen and heard of, or not seen, but has heard rumors of this witch.
Oh, yeah, as we were walking off the ship, though, I'm going to look at some of the guys that were with us.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say, you better not leave. I'm going to come back and eat you like I ate the other guy.
It works. They are definitely intimidated by you. If you weren't a tiefling, they probably wouldn't care, but because you are, they believe you.
Then my eyes light up green.
Awesome. They tell you, well, if you're back by nightfall tomorrow night, no matter what though, by nightfall tomorrow night, we will leave.
I just say, yeah,
One
yeah.
night
yeah.
is more than enough. We can't wait for more than that.
As I walk down the plank with my tail wagging back and forth, da-ding, 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 da-ding.
Nice. All right, just a moment. I'm letting Lloyd know what I did earlier. Okay, back to the game. All right, so you kind of know that it's kind of been explained to you, and all last night while you guys were drinking, they talked about strategy with you guys and stuff like that. Told you what they thought would be a good way. If they were as brave as you guys, they would go this certain way and all this stuff. And there was lots of bickering back and forth because not everybody could agree on everything. But pretty much everybody felt the best way was to just go basically west across the island and try to come out by the side of the cave. Because they figured you don't want to be seen until the last moment, and so they told you that was roughly the best way. It's probably a little bit more difficult because of how thick the brush is and everything, but it's also the most stealthy. Now, they did tell you that they don't know much about wildlife here or anything like that, so you might face more wildlife cutting through that way. Whereas if you stick to the beach, you could pretty much keep it simple and go along the beach and then up basically the clearing to the cave. So you have a couple options, basically. The perceived quiet way or the perceived easy way.
What do you guys think? Should we go?
I think we should stick with the beach and stay near the tree line.
Yeah, that sounds
Okay.
bad.
Okay, so you're able to do this. So you start walking along the beach, and I'd say around 45 minutes, you kind of come to around where the tree line starts to bend around. This clearing is probably 60 feet wide, right, before you hit the tree line on the other side. And it's kind of weird too because there aren't lawnmowers or anything, but there's like what little grass there is. It's really short right through this opening. It doesn't really look like any tracks or anything because it's really hard surface. But it's not mountainous. It's just a really hard dirt, right? Almost like a clay that has clumps of grass that grow out and they're really short in this opening only. And so as you come around, you can see now that you got this clearing, you can see the mountain in the distance, and it's not a huge mountain actually, but it's big enough that you can see it from where you're at. It almost gives you guys this feeling that maybe this is overhyped a little bit. Like, really, this isn't a big deal. It's, rinky-dink mountain. This island's not very big. What possibly could go wrong? You can't see the opening, though, because it's too far away. You're still probably a good 30 to 45 minutes away from the opening of the mountain. So yeah, you're still just kind of creeping along the tree line, or are you going to stay in the tree line?
So we're right next to the beach, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I kind of hurry up and scoop up a little bit of sand. I pack it into my belt to make it stop dinging.
Oh, that's pretty good. Maybe you dipped it in the water first.
Mm-hmm.
All right, awesome. I like that. Good call. Anybody else doing anything while you're at the beach?
I'm just being very cautious. I have both my swords drawn, ready for any sort of attack. And,
Okay.
Keeping an eye out for any sort of snares or traps.
Okay. What languages do you guys speak?
Common and Dwarven.
Okay. Billy, what languages does Dawe speak?
Common, Elvish, and Sylvan.
Okay. And then what about Saronin?
Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Infernal.
Okay. So as you start walking up this way, you hear in the distance some yelling and some screeching, but you cannot make out what any of it really is. And as you get closer, it gets louder, right? And I would assume you're kind of trying to sneak up and be quiet as this is going on. You see one really big kobold that's about 5 feet tall, which compared to all the other kobolds is massive. And he's like big, rippling muscles, no weapons. And he's actually being attacked by other kobolds. One of them has a long sword, and he just slices at the guy's stomach, right, and gashes him. And as this is going on, one of the other kobolds shoots a crossbow bolt at the one that slashed him with the longsword. And so the larger one, as he's bleeding, lunges at the one with the longsword, which all the weapons are silver, like a really shiny silver. And as he lunges at the one with the longsword, he just gets decapitated right there. As he gets decapitated, you see the other one with the crossbow actually gets descended upon by the others and just gets destroyed and killed on the spot. So you actually see 3 kobolds that are using like daggers and stuff, and you see 1 kobold that has a longsword. What do you do?
Are there any? Do they see us? Are they
They have not noticed you yet. They were kind of caught up in killing the other 2 of them.
So the large one is dead?
Oh yeah, yeah. His head is gone.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of hang back a little bit and see what happens. See if
Okay.
Yeah, I think I would try to just hide and.
Do me a favor and roll. All of you try to roll a stealth check to stay hidden. If you beat a 16, you're hidden.
I'm not hidden.
All right. So one of the 3 turns, right? Because there's 4 total. One of the 3 turns, and you hear this sound that's like Jarl. And as it says Jarl, the one with the longsword turns and just makes this, and they all start running at anyone who didn't beat a 16. So did all of you fail?
I didn't.
You made it?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Dawe?
I rolled like a 12.
Okay, yeah. So you're out there in the open too. So so Ronan kind of ducks into the tree line just fine. You two are out there, and you realize you're like, oh, we didn't get to the tree line in time. They're probably, I'd say, 60 feet away at this point. So everybody roll initiative, and we'll start with that. And then just type it into the side there. All right. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so Brad or Badger, you're going to go first.
All right. You said they're 60 feet away?
Yep, and there's a total of 4. They all pretty much have daggers. One of them has a longsword.
All right. I'm just going to ready a javelin for when they get nearer.
Okay. All right, so you can do that. Next up is Dawe.
And you said they're what, like 60 feet?
Yes.
I think I want to try to cast sleep, but I'm not sure how it works.
It's an area of effect, so you could do it. I would say, what do you know how far around that goes? Like what the area is? I want to say it's like a 15 foot or something, or 20 foot.
20 foot, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so roll the dice that you need, and I will tell you if any of them fall asleep. Because I'm assuming you're going to try and cast it in the center of them all.
Yes. I roll 5d8, or how does it work?
I believe that's it. So roll all 5d8 and tell me the total number.
Um, 14.
14? Okay. So 2 of them drop. 2 of the smaller guys with daggers drop. One of them is still charging at you with the dagger, and then the guy with the longsword is still charging at you as well. So Ronan.
Oh crap. I'm gonna cast Blade Ward on myself again.
Okay. Awesome.
Do my little dance, Dragon Ball Z dance.
All right, awesome. So this one with the longsword, actually, I'm sorry, longsword. He runs. It wouldn't be a longsword; it's a short sword. I'm sorry about that. They're kobolds. They're only like 3 feet tall. So it's a short sword. The one with the short sword runs up and goes straight at the half elf because he looks the biggest. And he only sees him in the halfling. And attacks and critically fails. So as he does this, he kind of hauls back and like his sword goes flying behind him. which is kind of comedic. And then the other guy, right, with the dagger comes up and tries to stab at you as well, on the orders of the other guy, of the one with the short sword. 15. So that'll hit, because I think yours is like a 13. Is that correct, Billy? Your armor class is 13?
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to take 5 points of damage. And we will then swing back around to Badger.
So I would have thrown one of my javelins.
Oh, yeah, you get attacked. Sorry. That may not have hit you if he does enough damage on the one guy, if that's who he's hitting.
I would have thrown it at the one with the sword.
Okay.
Is that the one that hit him or no?
No. It's okay, though. Sorry about that. Don't hesitate to cut me off if I forget something like that.
Okay. I rolled a 10.
That will miss.
Okay.
So he will still get close enough to swing at you.
Okay. All right. Now I will
Your turn.
attack the one with the short sword with my short swords.
Okay.
So first attack is a 10 again, and the second one would be a 15.
Second one will hit.
All right, so I stab at him right in his stomach for 4 points of damage.
Okay. So you actually stab him, and this guy's quick. You notice that for even these, he seems a lot quicker and more agile than the other one across from you looks, or across from Dawei's character looks, which is kind of surprising. So you actually stab him. Now, next up is Dawei. Now you have 2 in front of you, Dawei, and you also have on the other side of one of them Badger. Badger's on the other side of the really quick one.
Okay. There's 2 in front of me, like looking at me.
Yeah. Actually, only one's looking at you now because the other one got stabbed. So the one that stabbed you with the dagger is actually focused on you.
Okay. Are we more in the forest or still kind of on the beach?
No, you guys, you're not on the beach. You're actually up by the cave almost.
Oh, all right.
So yeah.
All right. I guess I'll pull out my dagger and try to stab him back.
Okay.
9.
That will not hit. All right. So then we are over to Saronin's turn.
All right. So obviously, hiding's not gonna do any good because nobody else hid. So I'm gonna bolt out from behind the trees and try to run past them to the ones that are asleep.
Oh, okay. You can. I'll say you can get there.
Okay. I'll get there and I'll kind of put my hand on the top of his head and cast firebolt.
I'm just gonna allow it to hit, and since they're prone, it's an auto crit, so you're pretty much killing him, and that's okay. So if you want to describe it.
All right. So I run out from behind everybody, kind of jump in the air and land on top of him and put my hand on the top of the back of his head as he's sleeping. And his entire head explodes, and it coagulates everything from the heat. So it's a bunch of it's not even liquid. It's solid, like all over the place.
Nice. All right. So as you explode it, well, the body was already limp, so I don't have to worry about that. All right. So then the other guys, further down, attacking your friends. The one guy who just got swung at with the dagger is going to counter with another dagger. And he rolled a 13. Does that hit you, Dawe?
It's mine's 13 too, so
Yeah, so that hurt. You take 2 points of damage.
okay.
And let's see. So the one that's engaged with Badger at the moment, he's actually going to disengage since he doesn't have his short sword. And he's actually going to start running. And you hear him like squealing something, and he's running with his hands way up like this, and it's like.
What happened to his short sword?
When he went to swing at you, he critically failed.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yep. And so it kind of went behind him. So as he's running, he actually does try to pick up his sword and does run. And then Ogre, so you know, the one that you kind of exploded, you see this really shiny dagger. It actually looks much nicer than any weapon that you have. I don't know what you have, but the quality of metal is a lot better than yours.
Okay.
Or that you've seen, I should say.
Yeah.
And you all can notice that on their weapons. They're just much shinier and a really nice silver.
Yep. Just so you know, I got a quarterstaff and a hand crossbow. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna grab that dagger,
Awesome.
and I'm gonna look at it. It's my turn.
No, it's actually Badger's turn.
Okay.
But I was just explaining what you saw next to you because I didn't explain it earlier.
Okay. Go ahead.
So now it is Badger's turn. So this
Okay.
guy's gotten about 30 feet away from you, by the way.
So he's picked up his short sword,
Yep, and he's still running.
and he's 30 feet away?
Yep.
All right, well, I won't be able to catch him, but I will give chase.
So as you give chase, you see your buddy come running from behind you guys. And he kind of joins in the fray, but he's still a good, I'd say, 20 feet behind you guys. And so this fight, so he's basically just run from the beach up the tree line, based on where these all the sailors told him he was going to need to go, and he's, like I said, right behind you guys. And you can hear him kind of screaming, and you recognize the voice as your buddy. What did I say his name was? Body Knock, rushing behind you. So Body Knock is going to be at the end of the rotation before me.
That's fine.
But yes, it is Badger's turn right now.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just chasing after the kobold, trying to catch him. I don't really have any means to attack him at the moment, so.
Okay. So you're gonna. I'm sorry. What were you doing? I missed that. I was typing in the order of attacks on the side.
You said he's 30 feet away. I can
Yes.
only move 25, so. And
Okay.
I have both my short swords drawn, so.
Okay.
I'm not going to be able to throw anything at him.
All right. Dawe, you are engaged with the guy with the dagger. You saw the other guy start running. What are you doing?
So I guess I'm trying to fight this kobold off of me.
Okay.
I'll kind of grab his arm with the dagger and lunge my dagger into him, try to attack him.
Okay. Sounds good.
13 again.
13 will hit.
Oh. 4 points of damage.
Oh. Okay, so you gash him open really good. I mean, you're surprised this thing's still standing. He's got a hole, basically the whole size of your dagger, as it was planted in him really good. But he is still standing. And it is now Saronan's turn.
All right. So I pick up this dagger, and I kind of see my eyes reflecting in it, and then I turn it to where it's facing downward, and swing as hard as I can right into this kobold's back of his head, the other one that's sleeping. And I guess that's a coup de grace too, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's an auto crit. I'm not even going to worry.
And it goes in so easily, like I was cutting open a melon. Just like I can't even feel it. It's like the sharpest blade I've ever felt, and it cuts through his head so easily that it just pretty much slices his head completely in half through the bone, and it kind of flops open, and I somehow I happened to get both sides of his brain, and it kind of split open, laying on the
Nice.
ground.
Yeah, it definitely went in way smoother than any other blade you've ever seen. And so like the brain matter just kind of oozes out and like what looks like pus and just all over the hard clay type clay type dirt on the ground. And so you actually see another dagger next to this one as well. Now it is over to Body Knock's turn. So what you see, Body Knock, right? You're on Carlisle Island.
Okay.
And you actually got here on your own boat because you realized you missed the first boat to this island. Okay?
Right.
And as you got here, you rushed up the shoreline and into this clearing straight ahead because you knew that's where your friends were. You knew they were going to this cave. And so as you came up here, you saw your halfling barbarian friend, Badger, engaged with a kobold with a silver short sword.
Okay.
You saw your other companion, this half-elf warlock, engaged with a regular kobold with a dagger that's also silver right next to him. And then you see in the distance further down your tiefling wizard buddy killing two sleeping kobolds who were cast to sleep. And so now you're 20 feet away from the first wave of your friends, so the Badger and the half-elf.
Okay. So what you see coming up the shore is this scruffy-haired, bearded, heavy, just stocky for a short halfling, and he's got a large battle axe on his side, and he starts trudging up the sandy shore, and he's covered in mosses and just things that you would see in a swamp, and he just rushes forth. "I'll got your back!" and goes for to help his halfling barbarian friend with the badger.
Okay, you can get up to the one that has the dagger that's actually with the half-elf.
Near the half elf. Okay, cool.
Yep.
I just want to jump in the fray.
Yep, exactly.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna go for. Let's see. So that's, cool. So 20 to hit.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. So and 3 damage then. So,
that one, you're actually going to kill that one. He wasn't doing too well beforehand.
Okay. Awesome.
I'll probably say thank you while holding my side and but I had him.
Oh.
Feel free to describe your kill shot, by the way.
Oh, okay. So what you see is this halfling that just slides on the sands, and he just takes the battle axe, both hands, and slings it upward into the face of the kobold, just flicking him forward. And I stand up, covered in the sandy soot and stuff, and I felt you needed some help there. Sorry about that. And I give the elf a pat on the side. And so, where's the target? What are we going for?
So as you look, you do see one kobold with a short sword. Well, okay, so the guy you killed, right? You actually see this really shiny dagger fall out next to him. And as you look now straight ahead, you do see one last kobold who's running away with a short sword. He's 30 feet away from where you guys are at right now.
Okay.
And it actually looks like Saronin might end up having an angle on him if he wants to, but this guy's heading straight for the cave entrance, which all of you can see from this area. So yeah, with that, I will say he gets another 30 feet away from you guys, so now he's 60 feet, because it's our turn, or his turn, I mean.
I'm hot on his heels, though.
What's that?
I'm hot on his heels.
Yeah, you're definitely behind him. So, I mean, technically he's dashing, so I guess it would be 90 feet, but for you that would be 50 feet or something? Or no, not 90 feet, 60 feet he would get. So it'd be a total of 90, and then you would have moved 50 feet.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, anyways, you're like good 10, 15 feet away from him. Saronin, like I said, does have an angle on him, but it is your turn, Badger.
Just, I noticed that I'm just not going to catch him. He's just too fast. And just out of desperation, I take one of my short swords and throw it at him.
Okay. Disadvantage with your proficiency bonus.
Okay. That would be a 12.
That will not hit this one. He's just too agile, and he can hear you grunt and knows something's up, and manages to get out of the way. He kind of like high steps it out of the way. With that, it is Dawei's turn. Now, Dawei, this kobold is 90 feet away from you.
Okay. I'll kind of like arch my feet, lift up my hand, like make a weird symbols with my fingers, and fire off an Eldritch Blast and try to snipe him from the 90 feet away.
Awesome.
9.
That's not going to do it. So you kind of miss, and you hit into the dirt, and you can kind of just see the dirt just go poof, like up in the air a little bit behind him.
Okay.
Do you want to try and run after him too? You could probably close at least 30 feet of the distance for now.
Yeah, I'll move as far as I can.
Okay. Saronin. You probably have an angle on him. If you wanted to, you could probably get within hand-to-hand distance.
Okay. So I'm gonna look up at him. I'm gonna say, "Where you going, asshole?" And I'm gonna give him the finger, and you're gonna see the white ray shoot at him.
Ray of Frost.
19.
Hits.
Oh, 7 damage, and that slows him to reduce to 10 feet.
Wow, he only has 10 feet movement now?
Yep.
Nice. Is that even if he dashes, or is that just...
Let's see.
If it doesn't say, I'll say that he has 20 feet if he dashes.
It takes 1d8 cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. So.
Okay. Excellent. So as you hit him with this Ray of Frost, he tumbles and rolls, and then you see him kind of pop up to his feet and just turn around, ready for whatever comes at him, because he knows now he has to fight to the death. So with that, we will go back over to Body Knock.
All right. So you said that a dagger fell out of the kobold that.
Yes, and it's a silver dagger.
Earlier.
It's beautiful. It stands
All
out
right.
to you, like it catches everybody's eye.
Okay. So I'm actually and like kind of flick it around in my hand a little bit, and say like something. I ain't seen something like this since my grandfather died. I think I'm gonna hold on to that for a bit, and then just kind of shuck it onto one of the holsters on my side or something, and then I'm going to try and start moving up toward where the other kobolds are heading toward, or that other kobold's heading towards.
Okay.
And before I do, I think I'm going to try and chuck one of my javelins. Since he's slowed now, I'm going to try to chuck one of my javelins from where I'm at, because at my hardest rate, I can get 120 feet for my javelin range.
Okay, and that's the farthest. So disadvantage, I believe, because he's 90 feet away. What is your short range? I think it's like 40 feet or something, or 30 feet. Is that right?
Should be 30.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So you'd be at disadvantage. So roll 2d20s, and take the lowest.
Uh-oh.
Oh, did we lose him?
I think I hit him with red frost.
He is frozen. All right. So I'll roll for him, I guess, if he's gone.
What happened?
I think he froze out because I am not seeing any movement on his screen. So I'm not going to roll for him because I rolled poorly. We'll just skip him and come back. And so it would technically be my kobold's turn. And so Badger, he sees that you're going to be the closest to him, so he's just going to meet you in the middle.
Yep.
So he's going to charge at you with his short sword. He's going to miss really poorly. So like his hand movement's like really quick, like I said, and he kind of like goes to raise his hand and then poke at you and just misses. And then it is your turn.
All right, so I sort of sidestep his thrust and wheel around with my other short sword and aim straight for his neck.
Okay.
That is a 16.
That'll hit.
All right. Ooh, and max damage for 9.
Yeah, you can describe your kill shot.
Yeah, so I sidestep his thrust, spin around quickly, and just jam the short sword, the blade straight through his throat.
Awesome.
And it goes all the way up to the hilt, which bashes him in the chin, and then I kind of just give it a good turn, and then I like put my foot up and kick him off the blade.
Awesome. So yeah, you definitely kill him. I'm sure the javelin would have killed him if it would have hit, but we don't know what was rolled. And it was,
Yeah, no, I dropped right at that moment too. I was like, I'm rolling, and then my internet decided to crap out on me for a minute.
what would you have rolled? I'm just curious.
I actually don't know because I didn't roll for it because I was busy doing the grunt work for it. So let me find out. Let me check. 1d6. So I need a d6 for the damage and a d20. So I would have rolled. Oh wow! I would have rolled a 19.
All right, you missed. I'm just kidding.
Like, well, 19 plus, so 20, yeah, and then add, like, 6 damage. So I would have probably, yeah, that's awesome. Yay for a
Nice,
no.
nice. All right. So you see this area is riddled with bodies. If you search around, you'll see 2 silvered short swords. So, which I typed into the side about the dagger. Short swords are the same deal. And around this one's neck, you see like a little charm, like a necklace, and it looks like some kind of a pattern, but you can't make out like really what it is or means on this little charm necklace. So in total, there's 4 daggers and 2 short swords with the same stuff as I put into the side there.
I would definitely be interested in the short swords, either one or both, if nobody else wants the other one.
Yeah, I'll pick up the dagger.
Yeah, also good dagger.
Okay.
Well, so there was 4 in total. So I would have actually had the 2 of them because the 2 guys had the daggers by me. And I'll just I'll walk over to the sorcerer. I'm like, here you go. I don't think these guys want it.
Okay. And does Body Knock want anything or?
I'm just gonna have the dagger that the +2 dagger that I grabbed from the sands out on the coast.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Is the necklace though like?
it looks pretty.
It looks
I
pretty.
don't know what you guys have ability-wise.
Um,
What do you mean? Arcana?
You guys sense magic or anything, or detect magic?
I'm gonna take a look at that real quick.
Nope.
The only reason you know about the other stuff is because you wielded them.
Nope. I don't have anything like that.
Yeah, so I can't tell you. If you want to try and put it on, you can.
Let me find out. I have my other sheet here. Let me know if I have anything.
Because you're a barbarian, so I would say you wouldn't be able to sense it or pick it up.
Probably not. No.
Yeah, so I would say you don't know. You would have to have a spell.
And I'm like, oh, that looks good.
Yeah. But you guys definitely can't recognize like whatever the symbol is. In fact, the only person I might allow to try would actually be the warlock.
Okay.
So if the warlock wants to try and make an Arcana check, I'll allow that.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
I'll check it.
Yeah, warlock. I said sorcerer. Sorry, warlock.
12.
You can't really tell what it is, but you can kind of, based on other knowledge you have, can tell that it's not good. It's something definitely evil.
Yeah, I'll just say I have a bad feeling about this. Doesn't look good.
My path is necromancy. I couldn't even tell.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I'll let you roll an Arcana check then.
All right. Never mind. 5 with bonus.
Oh yeah, you're imagining fluffy bunnies and in a brook.
I'm like, oh wait, and I open up my spell book because I almost forgot the last spell I just learned.
Nice. All right. Okay, so you guys see the cave entrance further ahead, and you actually, it just seems a little too quiet. There's nothing really going on. We're about 5 in the afternoon at this point. The sun's out. Like I said, still clear blue skies. It's a pretty day. No birds, nothing. I mean, you don't see a lot of wildlife on this island anywhere, though. And you assume there's a witch inside, based on the rumors.
I take out one of my torches and say, "Burn the witch!" No, I'm just kidding.
So what are you doing?
I'm gonna try to stealth up to the opening.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
That is a 13.
All right, so you think you're quiet. Your buddies, the dirt has kind of wiggled its way out of your bell. So every now and then they hear something like a ting, ding, 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 but it's not bad. And so as you get up to the opening, as a tiefling, you can see in the dark, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you kind of peek in, and you can see about 15 feet ahead, and it looks like this opening splits into a Y. So you can go left or right further ahead. I'm assuming all your buddies are still back a ways on the beach.
Yeah, based on speed and stuff, yeah, I'm probably still back a ways.
I'm still standing over the fallen kobold and admiring these two shiny swords.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of stay there and just look back and wait for them to come up.
Okay. And I did in the sidebar ask a question real quick. If you guys could type it there, that'd be awesome. All right, so you guys all get to play around and do your stuff. So just you, Robert, are going into the cave, or?
No, I'm gonna stay outside of it. I'm just gonna wait there for them.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Like not standing in front of the entrance, like to the side of the entrance, like waiting for them to come up.
Gotcha. Okay, so when everyone gets up there, if you guys can see in the dark, great. If not, let me know what you're using for a light source.
I have dark vision, so.
Okay, so that means I think all of you do then. Does the half elf also?
Should yeah.
Oh, okay, so you guys can all see in the dark. Now that does still mean if something is a vision check, you are still at disadvantage, just so you guys know.
Right.
Okay, because it's considered dim light when you have dark vision in the dark. So which direction are you guys going to go, left or right? As you come up to the Y, you can see that both kind of jet around and go. So if you look down the right hallway, it kind of goes forward a ways and then turns left. If you look down the left hallway, it does the same thing but to the right. And you can kind of smell something from the left side. It almost smells like rotting flesh.
Juice, actually, halflings do not have dark vision.
Oh, okay. Then you guys will have to have some kind of light source.
I don't, anyway.
Well, because I actually have a body is a forest gnome, so he has dark vision on his note here.
Oh, you're a gnome, you're not a halfling.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why I thought halfling. My bad.
Well, probably because I don't know. Maybe on the one that I sent you, it probably had. I just
okay.
didn't.
No biggie.
Yeah.
I will have a torch.
Okay, so you have one torch and then one silver short sword, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're all short. Oh, well.
That's true. All right, so which direction are you guys going?
Actually, I pull out. So Body has a set of like these wooden dice that he carries with him. So I pull out one of the dice, and on it you can, if anyone can see close to him, they have sort of these little animalistic runes on it, and it's got like a bear, an owl, all these sorts of things, and he goes, "How about we let the dice decide?" And
You mean you're gonna let our fate be decided with dice?
hey,
I like it.
Madness.
my great grandfather's. He won't be.
I'm a gambling man myself, just to let you know.
Good. All right, so I'm gonna take it that odds we go one way, evens we go another.
Yeah.
Odds left, evens right.
Odds left, evens right. So it was a 1.
All right, so you're going left.
So we're going left.
All right.
Into the body fleshy room, I guess.
Awesome. So I'm assuming the torch is in the front.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you come around the corner, you can smell, and you actually, with this torch, can see it looks like a grease is all over the ground for about 30 feet.
Oh, wow.
It takes up the whole width of the hallway.
Oh,
It's got a nice shiny, look to it on the top.
It's just like back in the swamps.
I'll take my torch and touch it to it.
Okay. As you do, it does start to burn. And so now you have a wall of fire in front of you. It goes up instantly. It's almost like somebody was possibly waiting for you guys to come in here to torch this, or anybody to come in here and just torch it to protect themselves. You would not recognize this as a nice defensive tactic in a cave.
I look to the halfling and I'm like, "Good job. We didn't die that time."
I look back and I say, I think you need to get some new dice.
Grandpa, don't kill us. Please don't. Good Lord. And then yeah. So did all of the grease burn?
It's burning. I don't know how long you guys are waiting.
Okay. So do I go? Should we just go down the other path while we wait for this?
Right. Does it look like it's gonna burn out anytime soon, or?
Yeah, it'll burn out probably within like, a minute if you guys stuck around.
Oh.
I'd say we'd wait then.
Okay. So you wait for it to burn out, and as it burns out, now you can smell what smells like burnt flesh. This is probably some kind of animal extract used as grease, and so it's just got this real nasty smell. Almost makes you want to gag, except for the tiefling. You guys, all the rest of you, just want to gag. But yeah, so are you guys gonna continue forward then?
Yes.
Badger, as you start to walk forward after this grease, the floor looks a little different to you on this side of the grease. Can't quite make out why, though.
Like past the grease?
Yes. Like a few feet past it, it just kind of changes all of a sudden.
Does it look like stone or?
No, not really. In fact, it doesn't even look really like dirt.
Yeah.
And it's hard to make out where exactly it changes. It almost like blends nicely. And it's just on the floor.
I will take out another torch and light it with the one I have.
Okay.
And
as you light it, it actually catches on fire. It looks like it was possibly a tarp. And it goes up in flames and pretty much goes away really quick. And you see what looks like a 20-foot chasm.
Oh.
And it's about 10 feet across. It looks like there's a small lip on the side that's about 1 foot on each side as well. And now that you're here, you do see what look like grooves that you could try and grab if you tried to walk along the side.
Okay. Is there
But
anything?
the others don't see this at all. Their perception is a little bit too poor.
Is there anything in the bottom of the pit? Can I see?
It does not look like it. You just know it's about 20 feet.
Okay. So it looks like there are handholds and we can walk across this carefully. Or if you would like to jump. And I will start to scale along the wall.
Okay. Give me an athletics check.
12.
Okay. You make it across just fine.
Well then. Father did teach me a little bit about terrain negotiations. So I suppose we should start climbing that wall then. And I try to do the same and dig my hands in and scale across the wall.
Okay. Give me an athletics check. In fact, anyone who's going across, give me an athletics check.
Awesome. So 22.
Oh, yeah, you make it easy.
Okay.
16.
16 makes it?
Oh, good. 18.
Oh, yeah, you all make it just fine. All right, so you keep going, and you come up to what appears to be a room, and it kind of opens up into this room. When you look in there, you can see from the light of the torch There's like a cubby across, and you see straw, right? And this is probably 40 feet across. Like this room is a round room. In the center of the room, about 5 feet away from the walls, the floor looks to be of a different color. Almost looks wet. Like wet dirt. That you can only see, Badger.
And other than that, the floor was covered with straw.
Yeah, in the other room, like off of it, there's like a cubby, and it basically looks like something or somebody slept there.
Gotcha.
And you see some dead animals piled up to the side in this room. They've been stripped down to the bone, some of them, and some of them are still some meat on the bones.
I'll cautiously approach the wet area and try to see if the torch works on it too.
Okay. Is everyone coming with you, or are they staying back, or what are they doing?
I'm actually gonna just kind of stay back near where the straw is, kind of just look over the like the animal bones and see if I can kind of look at what might have been in here.
Okay.
Would I have to like roll like a nature check or
Give me an investigation check.
investigation check? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's gonna be with no bonuses. Okay, so it's gonna be an 8.
You can't tell, but what you can tell from the animal flesh and stuff that is still left, it looks like something very sharp cut through the skin in a very precise manner. It's very clean cuts. As for you, Brad, as you kind of step towards the center of the room, I need you to give me a dex save.
That would be a 18.
Okay, so as you start to walk towards the center, something gives you this urge to look up. And as you look up, you just see drips that are dripping from the ceiling. You can't tell what it is, but you move out of the way really quick. And when it hits the ground, it does make like a sizzle sound. Just like a tss, and then stops right away. So yeah. So you see on the ceiling, in the center of this room, there's this stuff all on the ceiling. And it appears to be like a yellowish, greenish ooze.
Is it moving?
Just dripping. And it drips every, 30, 40 seconds, 1 or 2 drips.
Yeah.
Drop down.
I'll cautiously back away and be careful near this stuff. I don't know what it is.
All right. So yeah, and if you look into the straw room, since you wanted to look there too as well, Body Knock, before this kind of happens to your buddy,
Right.
it just looks like it's a sleeping area that some kind of humanoid probably did.
Okay.
Which you guys would probably discern that this might be where those kobolds had slept before.
Okay.
All right, and there's really nothing else in this room. I mean, you can see some daggers near the straw again. So if you guys want to grab more daggers or whatever, you can, but that's really all that's in here.
Silver daggers?
Yep, silver daggers.
Okay. Yeah, I want to grab a couple.
Okay. So however many you want, you can have right now.
Okay. Hey, there's more daggers over here.
All right. So now, again, I need athletics checks over the pit, because I'm assuming you guys are going to go back and go the other direction.
Yep.
You guys totally ruined every single trap I set up there.
Thanks, Badger.
Alright.
I was hoping you guys had night vision, because I didn't look today, that you'd basically have disadvantage, and all of them would have automatically hit you pretty much, because you wouldn't have noticed.
So 12 for my athletics check.
All right, so you make it.
16.
16 makes it. Billy, you had a 9?
No, 17.
Oh yeah, you make it too then. And then what about you, Brad?
So as I'm scaling back across, I
Oh,
lose
it's that bad.
footing.
All right, so you fall 20 feet and take 2d6. So I'll roll your damage.
I rolled
Ooh.
a 6, so I assume that was a fail.
Oh yeah, you fell. So you fall flat on your back and take 8 points of damage.
Yeah, the wind just gets knocked out of my lungs, and I'm just laying on the bottom of my back, just trying to catch my breath.
Does anybody have a rope?
I do.
All right, good. So I'll just say you were able to get out. Actually, you know what? Roll an athletics check with advantage since somebody else is holding it.
All right.
I know, no lying down on the job, old man.
13.
All right, so you get up just fine. All right, so as you go around to the other side of this area, you come up to a door deep down a really long hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Much like the other one, except it doesn't appear to have any differences in the floor. It seems like a straight shot. And you actually, as you come around this corner, before you see this door, you actually see a stone mallet on the floor and a chisel right next to it. And when you look up at the door, it says I, and there's a huge space, and it says swear my allegiance.
Ooh.
Looks like a blank space.
And I look at the others, and I'm like, look, I've seen things like this before. Yeah, old Pop used to make treaties every now and again with the other halfling tribes that came through our town. Yeah, that looks like a contract to me, boys. What do you say?
And there's no door handles. I should point that out.
Well, I'm not too good at stonework, so
There's the hammer and chisel, and there it is right there, huh? Well, and he cracks his knuckles and he's like, well, anyone want to take a crack at it?
You can have inspiration, body knock.
Awesome. And I think I will pick up the hammer and chisel.
Okay.
And kind of just hold it out to the rest of the group, see who wants to take it. If not, then I kind of look at the door, kind of pondering over it for a minute, kind of wondering what I should do.
is it do? Is it will?
I tell you what.
Fucking? What is it?
If I die, I mean, he pulls out. You see him like lift up some mossy robes and stuff. He doesn't. He looks kind of noblish underneath because you can actually see like the little button-down vest underneath all of this like camouflage stuff. And he pulls out an urn and he holds it out to Badger. He's like, "Look, you're the only other halfling here. You're the only other right-sized I trust. I want you to take this. My grandfather told me that if I were to find a tribe, that I was to put his ashes on that plot of land. If I die, take it. Make sure he gets a proper burial somewhere, huh? I don't know what it's going to do."
I shall see it done, brother.
Thank you. And you see him kind of take a moment and wipe a tear away, trying to avoid getting all misty-eyed, and then he takes the hammer and chisel, and he actually begins to put his name in the line on the wall. I, body not bramble fist, of sound mind and body, do hereby swear my allegiance to whatever the hell this floor is.
Excellent. So as you hear him just hammering away, chink, 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 saying this, chink, 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 as soon as he finishes the very last one, nothing seems to happen. And as he turns around to you guys, he just kind of shrugs, and then you hear behind him this door just go, and it slides up into the ceiling. And this cold rush of air blows out, puts your torch out immediately. And so I guess it's just Badger is the only one who just sees pitch blackness. As this happens, right, assuming you guys aren't doing anything quickly, abruptly on the spot, you hear a voice coming from this room, and there's an echo. And with this cold wind that's blowing on your neck now, Body Knock, you hear something else. So you don't actually hear this, but everybody else hears this. I see you killed my pets. That is a shame that you killed them. Such loyal followers they were. Now, one of yours is my own pet. Now, Body Knock, you actually hear this beautiful voice, and it says, in this blank space, baby, I'll write your name. And you just feel this overwhelming feeling that you need to protect whatever is in this room.
Oh, shit. Okay.
But they don't know that.
Okay. That's awesome.
So, with that, what are you guys doing?
So, for the first time, you see Body pull out his set of dice again. And this time it is one that definitely has instead of like numbers and stuff, it actually has the creature runes on it. And he rolls it onto the floor, just sort of with an absent sort of gaze. And, okay, so what you see before you is that you see his hair sort of kind of bristle and get like almost longer, and his beard kind of whisks out like whiskers, and the back of his neck, all the hairs on his body sort of just writhe up, and you see that his body sort of gets a little bit larger in stature, even though it doesn't actually physically get big. It just looks like he's bulking out, and his eyes go black, like they're dilated, and he's got his teeth sort of sharpen, and his face kind of juts out, and he is going to go into rage.
All right, I love it.
A bear-ish rage at that. Yeah.
All right. What does so Saronin and Dawe, you see this. What are you two doing at this moment?
I'm just gonna kind of like swing my quarterstaff around and put it behind my neck like this, and just see what happens, because I'm very confused at this point after hearing this.
All right. What about you, Dawe?
Yeah, I'm also pretty confused. I might even take a step back.
Okay. And then Badger, your torch went out. You're in pitch blackness, and you just heard the part about making one of yours a pet of hers.
Is there still like a wind blowing, or did I
Oh, it
feel
was
that?
very cold. It was like a quick gust, but it's still very cold. Much colder than it was before in here.
No, but do I feel like there's still a wind that would?
No, it was just a quick gust of wind.
I will try to quickly light another torch.
Okay. So as you light this torch, right in front of you is your buddy with these pitch black eyes. Like the whole eye looks black in both of them. And he does not look normal.
So, Body knock. What's come over you?
I must protect. You can't go in.
And you sort of see his feet, like a bear, just sort of slide across, and he tries to get the full stance as tall as his gnomish form can get, and just makes this roaring sound into the cavern. He's just at the point of, like, anyone makes a move, I'm gonna rip your face off.
Nice. I like it. All right, so everyone roll initiative because I have a feeling that's where it's going.
Oh, I was about to attack, so yeah, okay.
All right, and then because he's about to attack, I'll let you get the first attack no matter what, Robert, as a surprise round.
Okay.
That's awesome. For those about to die, we salute you, correct?
I got a 17. Anyway.
All right. Billy got an 11.
Do I need to roll for initiative as well?
Yes, everybody roll initiative.
Okay.
And then Brad got 18. And then Body
Okay.
Knock.
Hold on, I'm making sure, but I'm pretty sure I just rolled myself a 5.
All right. Did you get my Facebook message? I just sent you one. It's kind of important.
Oh.
So the rest of you are going to go first. Obviously,
Give me a
Saronin
second.
will get to go twice before you get to go. So, Saronin, you get to go first in a surprise round, since you were going to attack.
Okay. So, as I see, I see this is obviously going to be a serious threat. I'm going to hold my hands out into the oh, you can't see it like this.
Rock fist.
You're gonna see two an arc of a blue arc, kind of like and it's gonna shoot a blue arc right at this guy, and oh,
Would you bet?
Do I want to know?
I got a 20 natural.
Oh! Roll quick. Now, Body Knock, you're going to have a quick moment to react. Very quick, though, so keep it quick. But go ahead, Body Knock, or Saronin. Roll, what was your damage?
1d12 lightning.
Ooh, roll low.
Look, hold up. Because I wish I was using Dice Stream. You could have saw that.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's not even on here. What the heck?
I know, it did it to me too, because I'm not on the same name I usually use.
Oh, here it is. I got it. This is +2, by the way. It's not loading.
That's the greatest, though, Robert.
Okay, here we go. Oh, lucky you, 4.
Four
Oh,
points of damage. So you blast him with this, and he definitely lands on his back, right? Because this is an electricity bolt. So you can describe your quick reaction if you'd like.
okay.
As you get shocked.
So as Saronin is shooting this thing at me, I see it coming to my face, and the flash of light that emits blinds me for a moment and brings my dilated eyes back to like my senses, and it shoots me across the beard and like rips a portion of the beard off, so now I'm like partly shaved from his, and my ears kind of scorched, but I'm like, oh my, what are you doing? What is wrong with you, man? I opened a door. That's what I get for that? What just happened? I'm gonna have to shave now, thank you.
Alright, so now it is Badger's turn. We are going to still keep this initiative order. So you're on your back, Body Knock, and Badger, you're standing above him at this point.
By the way, I still have an arc going.
I like it.
Hey, so does he appear that like he is returned to normal? I mean,
His eyes almost instantly shrink back down to normal, yes.
So
I'll just kind of look at him and say, "Are you all right, brother?"
I'll be fine. Just, I'm a little shocked right now. Help me up.
Yeah, I'll reach down and help get him to his feet.
What happened? And why do I feel like I want fish?
So you hear a cackling in the room behind you. And since I would say at this point, Body Knock is the closest to the door. Body Knock, give me a wisdom save.
Okay. Well, let's see how that goes.
Beat an 11.
11. Okay, well, thank you for letting me know that. Oh, yeah, 15.
So you quickly feel this urge to look behind you, and you do look, and it's weird because you can see further into this room than normally you can see in the dark, and it's almost like you lock eye contact with this woman, and for a moment she looks very beautiful to you, but then it kind of like, and you see like flowers and all this great stuff, but then it like goes straight to back to the darkness, right? And you see her face as what it really is, and you see this cracking, like grayish, just nastiness, and it looks like there's like seaweed and like just shrubs all over her. Like she's hideous, right? And her eyes are black, much like what yours just turned into, and her teeth are really sharp and pointy. Each one is all jagged. And so as it zooms right back, like it's almost like you zoomed in on her face, and then all of a sudden everything zooms right back real quick, and you're like, I can't see her now.
Yeah. We have lady problems. Should, I hope you're ready to smack someone, because we should be ready for that.
All right. Saronin, since we're coming up to your turn again, you can see into this room, and you see what looks like a stone floor, like almost like cobblestone, but it's all dark gray, and it's just past where the door was. And it's a circle room as well. And you can see at different points in the floor, there's like what appear to be rune-type symbols all around the room. In the back of the room, there appears to be like a throne or something. But it's kind of crooked, and it looks like maybe it was originally in the center of the room, and it's been pushed back off-center, and it faces away. And you can actually see the shoulder of something that's sitting in it. And you can see what looks to be like some really nasty tangled hair that kind of drapes over the shoulder. And the skin on it, again, like I had said before, looks really cracky and dry, like flaky. So what are you doing, Saronin?
Well, I'm gonna do what we came here to do, and I'm gonna shoot a fireball at that ugly shoulder.
All right, go for it. I will have partial cover.
Okay. 7.
So you hit the throne. Immediately when you hit the throne, you see the shoulder disappear. It just kind of ducks behind the throne.
Great.
Dawe.
All right. So I'm not sure.
Well, she's gone now.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can do a few things. I'll help you out here since this is your first time. You could hold your action until she either attacks or shows herself. You could move into the room and try to flank around, for example. You could probably try to do an area of effect spell. I don't know what your spells are. So there's multiple options. It kind of just depends on you. What sounds the best to you. Or you can just decide not to do anything or run like hell.
I'm not really. I don't think I really have anything to do here, really. I just
Okay.
look around the room, and hold my action, I guess.
Okay. So if you see her, you want to attack then?
Yeah. I definitely prepare a dagger and just
Oh,
kinda
okay,
move
so you want
around.
to try and attack her with your dagger?
If it comes to that, I mean, I don't really know where she's at, so I'm not sure.
Okay. Typically, I don't think you can cast a spell as a readied action. I could be wrong on that. Do you guys know offhand if he could ready an action and attack with a spell as a thing?
I would allow it, but it would use your slot if you didn't use it.
Oh, that's a good call, unless it's a cantrip.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you see her, what would you want to do? Would you want to cast a spell on her?
Doesn't really look like I have any spells I can use, so I don't really think I have anything for that.
Okay. All right. So I'll say that you're choosing to defer and not do anything this turn then. Next up is Body Knock.
All right. Being a gnome of a little bit of noble background, I know a little bit about how to proceed in combat. I look to the boys and I say, look, I tell you what, I will try to cause a distraction, lure her out, since it's me she seems to want. As soon as I do that, you guys go in for the kill, huh? And what you see is he pulls out. I'm actually gonna I'm gonna be casting the minor illusion cantrip.
Okay.
What would I be able to do for? What would you consider me being able to do for minor illusion?
I think you can either do a sound of some sort,
Okay.
or something visual that's not a living thing.
Okay. So I am going to try to do a sound.
Okay.
I'm going to try to cast my voice, not from the door, but somewhere deeper in, as if I've already gone in.
Like maybe off to the side somewhere.
Somewhere, so that she has to come out of hiding.
Perfect. Okay, so you do this into the room in a spot that you can see.
Right.
Off to the side, and as you do this, it's more towards the back of the throne.
Right, more towards the back of the throne.
Yeah, so it's not like she would have a good sight on it. And as you do this, you see this flash from the other side of the throne,
Mm-hmm.
and then you see her body appear in air above roughly where you made this sound, and she's looking down, and you see her do a claw attack with these long 4-inch nails, and just whoosh, and you can even hear this shing from her claws kind of clasping together, and a spark come from them. And after she does that, she kind of like drops to the ground, and you can see her eyes again. And I need all of you at this point to make a Wisdom save DC 11.
Okay. I whisper to the boys. I'm kind of glad I did that. Yeah. 8.
Oh.
8.
Oh, Billy, you don't have any bonuses to your Wisdom saves?
No.
Uh-oh. Anybody else fail?
What do we need to make? I got a 13.
Oh, no. Oh,
Wait.
Robert. Robert's the only one. Okay, so all of you
I didn't use
feel, except for Robert, feel this urge to protect her. Robert, you see this image of this beautiful woman that's like floating in air and like coming to the ground, and then immediately you shake it off and realize it's this disgusting looking witch that's like just shrubs, just nasty like cloth, like loincloths. And there's a stench. Being the only one, like from the teleportation that didn't fall under this, the teleporting of her doing this let out this gust of wind and this stench that just, it smells awful. Like, I can't even describe how awful it is. Think of the nastiest thing you've ever smelled. Like the nastiest person's breath right up in your face.
Mm-hmm.
Times 10. And that's what it smells like.
Think of the trash compactors in Star Wars.
There you go. And you see all three of your friends kind of like stop for a second. And we'll go to Badger. You feel this urge, like I said, to protect her. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm going to use my inspiration to see if I can fight it off.
Okay, so roll DC 11's Wisdom save.
There we go. That's 19.
All right, so you are under it, right, for a second. You really, like, you're full on, like, under her trance, like, almost like you're in love with this woman, and you just shake it off, like, what? No, that's not what was going on, and come back to reality. And you still get an action. You see, actually, and you don't have to use your inspiration for that, because this is your turn. You see your buddies, two of them have, like, stopped everything they were doing. And then Saronin, who normally doesn't get grossed out by nasty smells and stuff, seems to be wincing from this smell that just all of a sudden hit your nose.
All right. I sort of cough and start to gag at the smell.
And you are close enough to engage with her.
Okay, and yeah, I will swing at her with my short sword. And can I use the torch to attack as well?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
All right. So in my main hand, I will stab in. That would be a 12. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 13.
That will not hit.
Okay.
The torch, I'll allow proficiency bonus to hit.
Okay. That will be a 14.
That will hit.
Okay.
Now, are you trying to hit her with it, or are you trying to, like, push the fire on it? What are you trying to do with it exactly?
I basically, yeah, just hit her with it, and
okay.
You know, if she catches on fire, that's a bonus.
All right, because I was gonna say if you try to catch her on fire, I'm gonna say there's a chance that it goes out by like smothering it. But if you're trying to hit her with like the side of it,
yeah,
I'll say that it can stay. All right, yeah. So we'll do 1d4 bludgeoning. And that'll include your strength or dex, whichever you prefer with this.
It'll be 6 then.
Okay. So you clubber. Dawe, give me another save on this turn before you do anything.
18.
Okay, so you snap out of it. All right, you see your buddy as you snap out of it. You see your buddy charge in and hit her with the side of his torch. He misses with his sword, but definitely hits her with the side of his torch. What are you doing?
I'll move up, probably beside her. Or maybe, yeah, beside her and try to stab her with one of those silver daggers.
Okay. Remember, they are +2 daggers, so it's going to have your proficiency bonus, your dex bonus, and +2 to hit.
Okay. 11?
11 will not hit. So you miss her. But the good news is you are not under her little love look. You know what? I skipped someone. All right, so Ronan, it is your turn. I'm sorry about that, bud.
That's okay. I'm gonna I'm gonna give her the finger. Gonna try to ray of frost her again
Love it.
for once. 16.
That'll hit.
All right. That is a 6. Well, no, 6. 8.
8 damage?
Yep.
Excellent.
Slows down.
So you hit her and she lets out this, "Ah!" Right? But she's still there. She did not like that, though. And you see her kind of like slow down and her brittle bones. And it is Body Knock's turn, so give me a wisdom save.
All right, here's to hoping, kids. Nope.
All
7.
right. So you see 3 of your buddies go and attack, or 2 of them go up and attack her. One of them just shot a frozen blast at her.
Right.
Or Chill Touch is force damage. Is it force or necrotic, actually? Necrotic, isn't it?
What?
Chill Touch?
Chill touch. No, this is a ray of frost.
Oh, Ray of Frost. Okay, my bad.
So it's cold damage.
Yep, so like a cone of cold nails her.
All right. So I see this happen, and I am still under her charms, and I see him basically in my vision. I'm seeing Sir Ronan shoot this beautiful woman, and I'm like, "You can't! I'm supposed to marry her!" and I charge in and I flick up the silver dagger, and I go to attack Sir Ronan. I saw sheep. Okay, yay. Let's see.
So you guys know you could cause, with inspiration, him to have disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
All right.
So what does the silver dagger do though?
It's +2
Plus
to
2.
hit and +2 to damage, and a dagger
Plus
is
2.
D4.
Okay, so +2 to hit, and a dagger is a D4. Where is my D4 at? I've lost my D4. So I may have to go with my battle axe instead.
You could roll a D8 and just half it.
There we go. I got it.
Okay.
So it got lost. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go and stab with my dagger. Okay, yay, good. I got a 4.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So Saronin dodges it, no problem.
Okay.
And we come up to the witch's turn. And so right now it looks like Badger and Dawe are right next to her. And she's actually going to swing at both of you. So these long claws, right? And she's just like, and she reaches out at both of you with them. And let's see, a 7 to hit Dawe is going to, actually it's not a 7. It is a 10 to hit Dawe. That's going to miss. And a 17 to hit our barbarian buddy.
Hit.
Which will hit. For 4 points of damage, I rolled a 1 on the die. I just want to make that clear. So you feel this claw jab you in the chest, but it wasn't very hard. It's almost like you were almost out of reach of her. But it's sharp. Like they're extremely sharp claws. And it is your turn, Badger.
All right, I reel back from that and let's see. The wound sort of burns into my chest, and
Okay.
my eyes kind of roll back into the back of my head for a minute, and I just completely lose it. Like I start like kind of convulsing, and I just start screaming, and I just scream, "You die now, witch!" And I go into a rage, and I just charge her with my short sword.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Oh.
Yes.
All right. Crit it up.
So let's see, I get a +2 damage. So it's going to be...
So it's double damage dice.
All right, so that'll be
modifiers
4.
once.
And then +2 for the rage is 6. +3 for my dex is 9.
9.
Oh, and then +2 for the +2 of the weapon.
Okay, so 11.
11, yes.
All right. And you rolled damage dice twice, correct?
Oh, I just doubled the one. I can roll it again.
Yeah, roll another one.
Okay, so 9 plus 3 more, 12.
All right, perfect. So you take a good chunk out of her, but she still looks strong. And she's actually, you see her, like this blackness in her eyes turn to a yellow with a very small black dot as you do this. But she's still there. And it is now Saronan's turn. You just got attacked by your buddy again, but he missed.
Yeah, after I move to the side, I'm going to say, I'm going to take off the rest of your beard.
All right.
No, by the time this is done.
Just from past experience and knowing kind of what could possibly happen, I'm just going to try to just punch him in the face.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Going for the nose.
The biggest part of his face.
I got... Oh, man. That was a 6.
Ooh. So he dodges you, no problem. And then we come over to Dawe.
Alright, after evading an attack from that one, I think I'll probably just run off to the corner of the room and find something to hide behind.
Okay. I'll let you do that. Normally you'd have to do a disengage action and then hide, but I'll let you run away due to the fact that she just got critted. So you'd probably run around the throne to try and hide behind that, I'm assuming.
Right.
And as you run around behind the throne, you see this orb that's just kind of hovering. Like if someone was sitting there, it would be hovering probably a couple inches above their lap. So it's kind of hovering like 2 feet just above the seat of this throne.
Can I like inspect it, or do I have that?
Yeah, you could roll like a. Let's see. You're a warlock.
Yes.
Give me an Arcana check.
14.
Okay. You believe this has to be what you're supposed to retrieve. You also recall them saying they think this might be how the witch has her powers in the first place.
Okay. Is that all I can do this turn?
Yeah. I'll say that's about all. Body knock. Give me a wisdom save.
Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. Okay, so yeah, that one is a 18.
All right, so you snap out of it, even though you just dodged a punch. You snap out of it again. And you see your friend right in front of you with his arm extended, and you're like next to his fist.
Well, you You burned my beard off, and now you want to punch me in the face? What are you doing? We're here for a relic, aren't we? Look, we're gonna have to talk after this. I don't like your anger attitude. I don't like your attitude.
I can't trust you around women, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, look, to be fair, I mean, I'm a prince back home, so oh, never mind. That's personal business, personal stuff. But here, look, thank you for bringing me back out of it now. Oh, good. Is that what we're fighting? Okay, well, never mind. He gets his battle axe out. He's like, you know what? Shh, not again. I'm not gonna be shaken. And he is gonna go into the fray and try and, while he's still conscious, take a swing at this like thing.
You can get there.
The heck. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna take a swing at the hag with my battle axe this time.
So you charge into the room and off to the left side where you see your buddies engaged with her.
All right, so
Your high elf and your halfling friend.
okay,
Or no, not the
wonderful.
high elf, just the halfling. I'm sorry, the high elf
That,
bolted.
okay.
But
All
as
right,
you run
so-
in, you see your high elf friend running around to hide behind the throne. So you kind of
Okay.
run right by him.
All right. So I'm going to run right by him and go for her. 16 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, and 9 points of damage.
Very nice. So you nail her with this battle axe, and she just looks back down at you again, and the eyes. You're just mesmerized by these eyes. You're okay for now.
Right.
It is now her turn.
Oh, God.
But she is like hypnotizing you with her eyes, and both claws are gonna go at Badger. Let's see, 10 and 6,
Both missed.
and that was her turn, and we will go back up to Badger.
Alright, so I dodge her, both of her claws, and spin around and jab once again with my short sword. This time would be a 10.
To hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that won't work. Do you have inspiration or something?
I do. I'll go ahead and use that.
Okay.
Huh, less than that.
All right, never mind. All right, next up is Saronin.
All right. So let's see. I'm going to spit in my hand, and I'm going to throw a firebolt at this thing
All right.
like I'm pitching a baseball. And I got a 21.
Hits.
All right. Where is it at? Okay. That is a 9.
9 points. Very nice. So she goes up in flames from this, like this tarp. And as she goes up in flames, you actually see she just turns to dust and just all across the floor.
Ooh, fire.
And so we're out of battle. This orb that's hovering almost has a glow, but like it doesn't really emit much light at all. It's just like almost like it glows in the dark. And it's like a silver glow though. So Dawe sees this. What are you doing with it, Dawe? I mean, you're within like a foot of it.
I've been looking at it. I guess since we're out of battle now, I'm still kind of. I was thinking I want to cast my Unseen Servant to pick it up and
Okay.
see what happens.
Yeah. So is it like an imp or something?
It says it's like a just a invisible servant that performs an action and repeats it until I tell it to stop, pretty much.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, so it picks it up. Um, and so once it has it, I mean, it's just holding it in place then.
Okay, I guess I'll have it carry it out to where the others are, and I'll walk out there with it.
Okay. So all of you can see it. Basically, this is the relic that you were supposed to get. You killed all the kobolds. You killed the witch, and you retrieved the relic. So you take it back to the ship. You did this all within a few hours, which is very impressive. The sailors are amazed at how beautiful this thing is and how quickly you guys have done this. They take you back to the port town, where you meet up with the person who was actually paying you. It was actually a religious figure who steps forward and pays you and thanks you for it, and locks this into a chest. And he explains to you that anyone who has like any kind of evil in their heart or jealousy or hatred for somebody, it transforms them. So it's a good thing that this was not carried by any of you, and it was carried by this thing. And body knock, deep down inside, you feel like there's a part of you missing now, like almost like you lost a loved one.
Oh.
And yeah, so that is it. If you guys want to explain what happens to your characters the rest of their lives or something, you're more than welcome. And we'll start with Brad, because I know it's past his bedtime.
Yeah, Badger will continue on with his quest to slay a troll, to bring the head back to the woman he loves to prove his worth.
Awesome. Actually, we'll then go with Dawe. What does Dawe do with the rest of his life?
I don't know. He kind of just goes on. He was kind of arguing with himself after we got back. And I told you this wasn't what we were looking for. And he's just kind of arguing with himself. Like, why'd you get me into this?
Awesome. Thanks, buddy. I hope you had fun, Billy.
Definitely.
Excellent. We'll go to Robert Ogre.
So, Ronan gets back to the port, and he goes back to the tavern at the port. Goes back and enjoys some more of that music, and keeps on drinking some of that ale. Then he makes his way back to that place that had the really good ale. Gets him some there, and well. You see him walking off in the distance, and his tail wagging back and forth, ding, 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 going to find another adventure to fill his need to travel the earth and find this missing thing that he's never gonna find.
That's awesome. And then we'll end up with Body Knock.
Okay, so even though you haven't really spent a lot of time with Body, Body kind of goes up to you, Spearfist, and asks, "Hey, since I didn't die, didn't I finish there?"
Yeah, hand them back to you, gleefully.
All right, and you see that afterwards he seems very like the feeling of losing a loved one from the cavern also kind of reminds him of this, and then he kind of finds that resilience in himself because of that moment with the sea hag, and he's like, okay, look, I have to go do this for myself. So he goes off, takes a boat from the port, and he just goes off to a swamp land because he wants to get away from his noble birth and his noble family, and he wants to make a name for himself. So he takes the story of this sea hag adventure and he sort of builds it into this wonderful tale he can start to tell other people, and he forms a tribe. out in the swamps and the marshes of this land somewhere, and he does a ritualistic sort of burial of his father's ashes around the area and builds his own bramble fist tribe in the middle of this swamp somewhere that he can now be proud of, since he has now gained his independence as a warrior going forward. And the last thing you see of him is him inside his hut just playing around with the dice from his grandfather, sort of changing his little rage forms here and there and learning about the tribal spirits as it kind of fades out and the camera pans out and you see the mass swamp that he has sort of amassed for himself as his new tribe and as a leader, a newly forged leader going forward.
That's awesome. I love it. I'm Juice from Tabletop Gaming with Juice, and this game was brought to you by the Tabletop RPG One Shot Group. So if you enjoyed this or are interested in playing in any future D&D games, be sure to go on over there, join the group, and get involved. We have all sorts of games going on. I believe there was this game and one other game tonight. And I know there's a bunch of games coming up this weekend. I think there's like 20-some games in the next month being played. So get on over there, join today, and you can get into some games too.
Awesome.
Does anybody have any final words, or are we good? Want to plug your channels or anything else you have going on?
Play more games at the Tabletop One Shot Group.
Yeah.
All right, thanks guys. That is it. See you guys next time.